Hello, everybody. Welcome. Episode 3 of Aegel's Saga and Fate of the Norns Ragnarok. So, before we truly begin, I think it is time. I thought I mentioned this to all of you, but I might have just mentioned this to Marissa. Depending on what happens next, also I have a new mic, so it might sound a bit different. Depending on what happens next, you guys are probably going to be leaving the domain of the pre-written adventure right now. The pre-written adventure assumes that you guys will either let Aegel leave the island, just you go find him and he's like, I want to leave, and you're like, yeah, sure, go. Or you bring him back and get him arrested and everything after that. You guys, I think, were leaning towards doing something entirely different, which I am prepared for. But we are now leaving the domain of the adventure itself and now entering the domain of my prep. So, just wanted to let you all know that.
Mm-hmm.
So the adventure doesn't expect us to hunt down the other 9 whites and
No,
rid the island.
it just said there are 10 and they're just there. Okay. It was kind of an optional thing. It was basically if things accelerated, and you guys really helped it to accelerate, and the murder happens early, which it did, then it happens before the blood sacrifice, and it did. So then all of this happens. So it was like a paragraph or something, plus the, like, here's what the monster is if it happens kind of thing.
So we haven't been on the pre-written adventure for a while.
You have. That is in the pre-written adventure. This happening is the pre-written adventure, but it doesn't give a lot of detail to, like... It's just... Yeah, there's some monsters attacking, and...
Not our problem.
Yeah.
Expecting us to follow up on that trail.
Apparently not, but I am prepared for you, too.
We're going to the top of the mountain. That was the plan, right? To go yell at God?
I think that's what you guys ultimately decided on.
The Vader is, because...
Yeah. God, yeah.
So,
I think it's same shit. Island. This is the god that matters right now.
Yeah. So a Vatir is a sort of guardian land spirit. Some of them are benevolent, some of them are neutral. This one is evidently relatively wrathful.
We're gonna call it evil.
Sure. By not. It is not evil by. Let's call it in the times Viking morality. I suspect it's horrible.
Now they're sending skeleton knights. I think that's fair. Just uniformly evil.
No,
Good people don't send skeletons.
But they're not Draugr.
You're ascribing human morality to them, though. They're not human.
Yeah, but we are human. And they sent skeleton knights after us.
Technically, it wasn't after you. It was just after people.
Humans. Yeah, but we are people. So skeleton knights matter to us.
But that I can understand. It's an old guy on his front porch yelling at those kids to get off his lawn, and he just set his dogs. Like that's.
Yeah, but normally the old man's dogs don't hurt your very soul.
That's fair. You did take some soul damage. I can see the personal interest in this.
We don't mess with the Vader. We'd say we do what they want to do, and if we mess with them, it's our fault.
I've got too many Vader puns. We need to go.
Okay, yeah. So, quick. Who wants to give a quick recap for if people are watching this for the first thing? Like, you guys were on your way to Iceland or Islandia, stopped here on the way because of a storm. It is still storming.
There's great geothermal opportunities happening. We're trying to get in on the ground floor.
Exactly. There is no. The sun is gone. By the way, it's always night, eternal winter.
Why it's
and yet you guys have managed to stumble onto a feast that was happening because a king is visiting this place to check up on his jarl who runs the island.
Crash that party.
Party, and then you.
Let's just clarify: the feast was cheese curds and watered down wine.
Only if you weren't in the inner circle of the feast. Only if you were on the outer circle.
The vast majority are just disappointingly sober and farty for the whole evening.
When you got brought in, there was real like beer and alcohol and meat. Yeah, there was like roasting meat on the fire, and you got to partake. You guys talked one half, not half troll. That's too much, but troll blooded like relatively giant man into calling out the host
Band's a
and the
stretch.
king.
There was a troll-blooded individual.
If he was a half troll, then I would have interacted with him much more differently.
Yes.
I mean, of course, he's not a man because
Yeah,
then he
not,
would be
clearly
the
not.
strongest man.
Yeah.
Yeah, then he would at least partly qualify for strongest man from Wessex. So
He's
he
the
doesn't
strongest
qualify
troll-blooded individual
from
On this
that is
island.
not from Wessex.
that is not from Wessex.
Many qualifiers come before his name.
Yes.
I like how you're the strongest man on a technicality.
Oh man.
Isn't that the whole point of declaring these things, that it's all a technicality?
like I just let you have strongest man because I turn into a wolf, and you're like, that's not fair. You turn into a wolf.
Yeah, but muscles don't matter when you get shot in the neck with an arrow.
I've experienced
all
this
a
with my previous
technicality.
character. Yes. So yeah, you guys went to the feast, got a guy to stab another guy after an attempted poisoning. Basically, you saw
Stab
this
anyone?
feud and said, "Yes, give in to your hatred." To both of
We
them,
just
I
wanted some
think.
drama. That's all we
mean-
wanted. We didn't think anyone would die.
Most
Mark is
drama.
fighting
Okay,
people in a war.
in this culture, most drama ends up with death.
That's not our fault.
No, it is not. I'm just saying,
just because
be
they're
aware.
prone to stabbing doesn't mean they have to stab.
You're correct. Just be aware, for future drama seekers, that most drama will involve at least one murder, likely.
Oh, at least.
Okay, fine. As long as it's not my murder.
As long as it's people we don't care about, I'm fine.
What else? Then you guys went off in search of the stabber because the king was like, because you basically,
Well,
the king
we
is
got kicked out
already
of the cheese
suspicious
garden
of
pen.
you.
And then we were
We all-
told to go wander in the woods to find the person who's responsible.
we did sort of also accuse his wife of being a witch.
Well,
we
accuse or
presented-
factually point out.
We
Yeah.
presented evidence. They came to their own conclusions based on
They
our
were
evidence.
still coming to conclusions, but said it would be best if you brought him back anyways to make yourself look in a better light. Technically, the investigation
going-
is still ongoing.
I don't think we need to involve ourselves in the investigation. I think the steps are go to the top of the mountain, negotiate with God, go to our boat,
Leave.
go to Iceland.
Well, the
Take our
steps
dried
are
fish. Take our dried
Take our
fish and
dried
horse
fish.
heads with us.
the plan is
Never
tell
win.
God, go mess with the king because it's the king's fault. We get our boat, go pick up Aegle, head to the Winchester, grab a pint, and wait for this all to blow over. That's our plan.
The one
More or
problem
less.
with telling him it's all the king's fault is the king is responsible for all the people that it's currently already tormenting. So
But this
it's
is true no
doing
matter
its
what.
job.
They're already tormenting the king's people. We're just lessening the amount of people being tormented by a factor of us.
Yeah, we direct it more like the king is here with all of his men. Instead of dealing with, like the peasants, why not go at the source with your little, like, skeleton men? And then we use that distraction to get to our longship, pick up Aegle, and go somewhere else.
Iceland. We already have a travel destination. We've already booked hotel rooms for the week.
Yep.
You are hopefully expected. It was not 100% clear if you are, but
Our
you
group
definitely
massage sessions are awaiting.
Aegle is the nephew of the guy we're going to go see anyway.
correct.
Worst
So we
case
bring
scenario.
Aegle.
Although, I don't think we can push Aegle out of the boat.
No.
He's not in a boat right now. He's building
Yeah,
a boat.
he's on our boat. I don't think we can push him off if we have to.
Oh no, that'd be a
No,
bit tough.
Too strong.
So I was also thinking about what if we just go back and lie? I mean, there's a bunch of like crazy nonsense going on in the world, right? Can we just say like Aegle turned into a giant serpent and fucking went into the water and he's gone now and this island is cursed. We all need to leave. Like,
I think
how
that's a
hard
good
of a lie
plan
is
B.
this?
That's a
Yeah.
good plan B.
I do agree that is a great plan B. I do think we should try the talking to God first, because best
Yeah.
case
Okay.
scenario, we get magic hats, and the peasants get saved, and the king gets thrown into a mountain.
I'm thinking best case scenario, we all roll new characters with a chance of having this one in Valhalla.
In Valhalla.
Yeah, that depends on your best case scenario definition.
Magic hat.
I think best case scenario is we don't really sway the Vater either way. They just keep sending shit at people, and then we go, all right, cool, go lie to the king now, and then we leave. Or I could sacrifice my goat. I don't know if they'll be satiated by my goat.
Yo, the goat carries the fish.
Yeah, you
I
can't
can
really
carry the
sacrifice
fish.
the. You have a cart.
We cannot
You
carry
cannot-
that
I
fish.
turn into a horse-sized.
Oh, actually, that's
I can
fair.
pull that
That's
cart.
fair. Yeah, actually.
If they'll accept my goat sacrifice to stop fucking with people, I'm fine with just going back to lie to
Well,
the king.
we could theoretically steal one of the king's goats.
I think that's a lot harder to do.
Well, if
I
we're
think-
already running away during the confusion, we could just take an extra goat.
We might be
I-
thinking a bit
yeah.
too far ahead here.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, let's go to the mountain first. all right?
Plan never survives first contact with the deities.
It
Yeah.
does not, typically.
Or the mountain, usually.
Or the mountain.
I'm just finishing up some prep while I was double checking what you guys were doing. So you take the boat back to the mainland. Do you just go like straight there?
Did we secure Eagle's boat?
Egil is still building his. Oh, yeah. There was the boat he took here, which is not enough to. Yeah, he's building upgrades to it. But you.
Do we want to hamper him? Do we want to trap him on the island?
That's a question.
Oh.
I don't.
Or do you think that's
so.
a bad move?
I think that's a bad move because we want him to like us.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the long term, yeah.
Yeah.
We could put a giant block of ice on top of his boat. And what is he going to do about it?
Pick up the block of ice.
It's a really big block of ice.
He's a really big dude.
It'll be in water. It'll be buoyant.
But it sinks then. Fine.
I think if we fix everything and he's gone by the time we come pick him up, then that's fine. We'll try and find him on the high seas because he's probably going where we're going.
Do we have a harpoon?
I
no.
don't think you do.
No such thing on my character sheet.
I think I have a rope.
If you have a rope and a spear, then you could probably make a harpoon pretty
I have a
simply.
rope
I was
and
wondering if
arrows.
Does the boat have its own we'll
The
figure
boat would
out
not
how
have
we're
its own
gonna-
harpoon.
I do have rope.
We need to upgrade our battleship. We can worry about that in Iceland.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a rope and a short bow, so I assume I could tie the rope to an arrow.
Okay. So I will, I think, now bring us to a map of the island, as you guys are exploring. And you can see, here we are, and I will show it on stream. Man.
Oh, that's useful.
Yes, you hadn't experienced the island well enough now, but you guys are coming from the island of Saudoy up at the very top left here.
Oh, okay.
And then, as you have been told, near the top of the mountain, way down here, is
It's
the
really
shrine.
far away. Why did we go all the way up
This
here?
is very zoomed in, so it's only about an hour and a half to walk up to the shrine from where you are. So it's a small island.
Is there any benefit in taking a boat
around to the
around,
bottom?
Like around?
That is why I wanted to ask you.
That seems faster than going through the forest with the
I
skeleton
think-
monsters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
Where was-
also
Where was the burning steading?
The burning one was here, and then the one you guys took across that was abandoned was here.
so.
Okay.
Hold on. So this one's the fire one, right? Right there.
Yeah, both of those together, basically.
Okay.
Both of these two houses.
And then this one over here was the abandoned one.
Yeah, and then there was more abandoned houses over here.
Okay. Yeah, I do agree we should probably take this line because then we're avoiding any of the king's men that are coming after us. Also, any magical bullshit that this Seath Kona lady's gonna do.
I mean, worst
I
case
mean,
scenario here
would
is a
say-
sea serpent, but we can.
So I'd maybe argue for
I
going
would
around
say
the
go this
outside of
way.
that island instead of directly next to their camp again.
We can flick them off as we go around.
This
but
way.
why that way? That way's longer.
It is longer, but we don't have to pass by where King's ships are and everything, and could
That's
be
true.
patrolling out here. Avoid this shitstorm entirely and go the other way.
All right, that has some reason.
It has merit.
To it.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that's a character motivation. Like,
Yeah.
I rolled randomly that I don't take risks lightly. So,
So go around this way.
yeah.
Yeah, why not?
We're gonna Indiana
about
Jones. Yeah,
Germany?
Indiana Jones.
Nice little cove right over here.
Yeah, does this have a like an outlet to the sea, or is this just like a island lake?
It does, but a very small one, I think, here, probably. One that...
This could be your...
Like...
Yeah, that's probably like steep waterfall or
Yeah.
something.
This looks all mountainy over here, honestly. I didn't
Yeah.
select that. But this could be our entry point.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then just walk this way.
Yeah.
We'll probably hit like a skeleton or two.
This is a lot short. So many tools. I don't like the tool change.
Well, actually, if we come in here, we can just take this road up.
Oh.
We don't have to cross
Yeah,
over.
you can just come into
go
here.
all the way around. Yeah.
Yeah, this is another possible entry point. Well, the shrine, yeah, it's a straight road to the shrine from there, so that should take...
Yeah, that would be like
an-
a 20-minute walk
Hike.
from when you arrive.
Yeah, let's do the boat. Let's do the boat adventure. This is a safe plan. Do I have character motivation?
I don't have a strong sense of self-identity, so whatever you guys agree upon, I'll do.
As a werewolf, you don't have a strong sense of self-identity. Is that because you're torn with the duality of it?
You are capable of taking on various personas that are best for the situation at hand. Yeah, I just sort of whatever I need to be, I will be.
Social chameleon. Gotcha.
Exactly.
And right now we're making you row a boat around an ice island with skeletons on it.
Yep.
What? Why do I have to row the boat? You're the strongest man from Wessex. You gotta work those muscles.
I'm not the fastest oarsman from Wessex.
I'm not the fastest oars dog.
And I'm just sitting there with a drum keeping time. Boom, boom, boom.
The boat's not big enough for two rowers.
Yeah, I see the two rowers, each of you on either side, like starting the competition.
All right, strength checks. Let's see if we go in circles for a little while.
Yeah, we row the boat.
Yeah, we row.
We argue for a bit, and then we take turns rowing the boat.
That seems fair.
Okay.
But it's like when we pass the next village, we don't know where the next village is.
That's our turns. Is like every village we take turns.
Mm-hmm.
That's
whoever's here is fucked. Though.
Yeah, pretty much. Whoever gets the last little bit there, because there's
like three villages right next to each other.
It's the island. There's one turn to that little house, and then there's to there. Then there's to there, and then there's the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we rowed to the Indiana Jones location. Does that require rowing checks?
It does not require a rowing check, but I will ask someone to draw me a rune just from the deck of 24, which I will double check. It is okay.
Should it be one of the rowers?
No.
No. Okay.
Pick one of the wizards.
One of the wizards.
Sure. Draw one rune. It is. Yeah. I think that's Tiwa's.
Is that the red up symbol?
That is the red up symbol.
It is Tiwa's.
Wow.
Discipline.
Perfect. Okay. So, when you arrive at the distance to this hamlet over here, you hear the sounds of fierce battle ongoing. You see there are two more of those undead creatures currently. Looks like they are winning the battle against. It looks like a group of the King's Guard arrived, searching the hamlet sometime, and there is only one left alive who is currently doing a fighting retreat against the two creatures. There you see, I think from a distance, there is a small group of people huddled inside one of the houses, and the last guard is trying to fight these creatures off and hold them, stop them from getting into the hamlet.
I suppose we should help them.
Maybe.
You can, if you wish to, completely bypass this.
Hypothetically, can I yell at skeletons with Commune with Dead?
No. At least not. You can yell at skeletons, but it is not Commune with Dead.
I thought they were the dead.
They are the formerly dead, but not quite alive.
Artists formerly known as dead.
Yeah.
Skeletons who are no longer dead.
Exactly.
I mean,
bypassing the town.
I look around and we should help.
Nope.
We've bested them before. And cowards can stay on the boat with their bows. I turn to the coward.
Where is this again? Is this outside like the village down here?
It is.
Okay.
We're probably going to have to deal with the skeletons anyway. This at least gives us a good face.
We know what we're facing this time.
They also might have more fish.
We can choose the ground.
They also might have more fish. You're right.
Anything to get away from those cheese curds?
Based on what we're seeing in front of us, is there a way to close the distance on these things and get a jump on them so we don't spend 17 rounds running up to it and get our asses fucked by
You may
magic?
make a stealth check to ambush them, having already approached the ideal range.
I do have one in sneak.
Me too.
Okay.
Does armor affect sneaking at all?
Nope.
I don't think it
Is that
does.
like
It
a
affects movement
group check,
speed.
or how would that work with a group?
In this case, the book is completely silent on it. So,
Good.
yeah, I know.
I don't like that there's no
Teamwork stuff.
I understand that a part of the thing about Norse myth is that it's like there is the hero doing all of the things.
It's individualized.
This is a game where you're encouraged to act as a group.
The mechanics are, there's a lot of teamwork and mechanics about in battle at least about working together, but not in skill
the game
checks.
expects you to have more than just you and the game master. So the fact that teamwork and helping is so hard to pull off.
Yes.
Really, it's just is rubbing me the wrong way. It's like, how are we supposed to work together if our options are do it yourself?
Yep. So I think probably the best thing to do in this case, everyone would do the check, but if you have any additional successes, you can give them to each other. It's probably the best way to do a group stealth check. It's effectively it effectively multiplies. You guys are trying it. The difficulty is effectively 1 per person in this case because they're very distracted. It'll just be difficulty 1. It will be physical in this case because you are physically trying to sneak up on them. You're trying to move in close. But you can help each other by just sharing successes.
Okay. That seems reasonable.
All right.
What's my... Oh, I need to draw my 1 physical rune.
Yeah, me too. At least you have a rank, though.
Yeah.
If you have a rank, you automatically succeed in the difficulty
I have
1,
a
but you
lot
can
of-
give it to someone else, your success.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
I have a lot of-
fair success to give to someone.
I have all my runes on my table and I can't clean them up.
Oh, is it? Okay, hold on. If I just delete it, it's... Hold on. Delete...
Is this when you're trying to fix his...
Well, we did fix it before, I thought. Hold on. I need to go back into your playmat.
Please.
Oh, they're
Prison.
gone now.
I deleted them myself. But I also need to go and shuffle your deck. Okay.
Now try it.
Now time to weird. I got a blue rune, but my void is physical, so I'm the knight on a boat.
Let me weird.
Yeah, you do have
only
access to
my
your void rune in this. Okay. So how many combined physical runes do we have then? I think we have a combined 3 successes against the difficulty 4, effectively.
I've got 2.
You have 2. And
I have my 1 ring.
1. That's 4 against 4. Okay. Perfect. So we'll switch to the battle map. We'll probably be using this map here.
Oh, let me click rejoin.
Is that?
Do they only have 2 battle maps?
They actually have 4, but only 2 are villages. So I'm just double checking both of them. Yeah, we'll be using the burning village battle map again, but the houses are not actually on fire. There are no corpses this time. Not that you could find. It looks like they are doing much better. Sorry, there are some Kingsguard corpses. There are no civilian corpses.
No peasant
not
corpses.
yet.
Or horse corpses. Yet. And I will place both of these creatures down for you to, and then you can place yourselves wherever you'd like, including just 5 feet away from them.
That's where I'm going to be, if we're all clear. Just post up next to them, and then I'm going to hit them with a sword until they stop moving.
Yeah, I probably.
If anyone has a different strategy, I am all ears.
Hold on, let me weird for my runes now for the fight.
Yeah, that actually depends on where I'm going to be sitting.
Damn it!
How do I show you guys the? Here we go.
So wait a minute.
Oh. That's the guard. He'll be at the door here, fighting these creatures off. One is going to be fighting him hand to hand. The other will be casting some spells back there. And yes, you can place your token literally wherever you would like, as long as it's not like in front of them, or not in front, unless it's in front of this one. Then obviously they would see you guys.
The magic is shittier than the physical hits, right? I wasn't taking damage last time. I'm asking the people that have fought this thing, like up close.
Oh, which one did less damage?
Yeah,
I think the magic does a lot because they can like amplify it.
Okay.
Most of the damage I took was from their magic soul punch to everything.
Okay. Indigo, do you want to move Wisdom's token?
Sorry, I'm just double checking my power if I can find it for Rack to see what it does.
So not necessarily for these enemies, but if we were to... Is this the type of game where you'll come up against like wildlife and shit like that occasionally, or is it just
like supernatural monster things?
Supernatural monsters.
No, there's wildlife as well. And in this game, there's almost sometimes a mixture of the two, where a lot of the supernatural creatures will take on the form or be part wildlife. Many of the famous Vatir, for example, there's like a great eagle one is some in some of the stories and things like that. So,
and if you spend a rune for movement, are you entitled to your full movement? Like, can you split it?
Interesting.
I don't think in this game splitting it is ever mentioned. I think it's just you move up to that much.
Okay. Get in my way.
I was trying to put myself between you and the skeleton.
No, I want to be able to move up and hit it, and if I need to.
Okay.
I just want to be right here so that like I can move to this guy next.
It's a fair point, but I don't want to be pincered. So here
I'm fine being pincered. I get better when I get bloodied.
I figure this guy's not long for this world, so.
Ew.
There we go. There we go. I am managing 2 creatures at once, but it is working. Huh. Okay. Perfect. So let's roll initiative. There is no like surprise attack stuff like that. In this case, you will likely hitting them from behind in melee will mean they won't be able to parry. And
I didn't click my thing, but the first roll I had was a 91 and the second was a 37.
Yeah, you should be able to just click on your number and be able to edit it.
Yeah,
yes.
You should be able to.
Because I can edit mine.
Actually, I think I can edit yours if I needed to. Yeah.
I fixed it. I forgot to click it the first time. I just wanted to make it clear that I did roll a 91.
The
Good
fastest.
for you.
Oh,
Fuck you.
Oh, the guard. The third one was the guard, so that's good too. The guard's helping.
The guard is fast as shit.
Wow.
the fastest skeletons from this island.
Yep.
Skeletons of speed.
Exactly.
I'm into the skeleton 5, so I'm assuming so it's called you skeleton number 5, and you're skeleton number 1.
Why 5 and 1?
That's their initiative scores.
Oh wait, I can upkeep myself in front of that skeleton, can't I?
Yeah, you should be able to.
There we go. I have them numbered so I don't mix them up. And I have their character sheet and the guard's character sheet both pulled up. Perfect. Okay. So, upkeep phase happens first. Is there anything you guys want to do during upkeep?
Yeah, I'm gonna go before the skeleton.
Alright. Let me move you up. No, we'll move it down. There we go. Let me check if the guard has something that'll help with this. He has tactical advantage, so he can move during upkeep.
So tactical advantage is it's the moving one because that's the one I have.
Yep,
Sorry, I got them.
He's gonna run back toward us.
No, well, doesn't want to leave these guys alone. So I think in this case, because there are peasants and civilians in there until there's someone else protecting them. Ooh. Yeah, I think he's not going to move from where he is right now. It's too risky. He's basically blocking the door.
No.
Do you weird during upkeep or after?
You weird before, actually. I forgot about that. You may, during upkeep, like spend stuff to heal if you are injured. You may do immediately the contingency actions, basically prepared actions, immediately before, even if it's not your turn yet. So yeah.
Oh man, I have such a good attack I can do right off the bat.
We'll see how things go.
We will. We will. Okay. Well, if we're all good then, Runar, you go first. What do you do?
Looking. No, can I hit everybody with that? All I can do is amplify. Sorry, spells, areas. It's weird.
Yeah, that's fine.
So spell area. Okay, my spell songs automatically have area, not my regular spells.
But aren't all your spells spell songs?
Not all, but this one is, so we're good.
Okay.
Okay. So area would make it out to what?
Area gives it a 2 hex area around it. So if it were an area, it would, if you hit that guy in an area, it would be, where's freehand?
Everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like this, I think.
Or rather,
go.
he did an area.
It'd be around here. I need to check the hexes one by one, but that's, yeah. That's area.
Okay.
And then I think if you do area again, I think it's another 2 hexes.
Yeah.
In radius.
All right. Well, I'm going to.
Or I think you can also use the second area to choose who is included or not included in the spell.
That's correct. If you do a second area, you can choose to include, to exclude allies or exclude enemies, depending on if it's harmful or hurtful effect.
Okay, so if I send out a spell that's a boon, the damn skeleton can use it too?
By default, yes, unless you use an area tag to exclude enemies from the effect.
Well, shit.
Also, I think by default it's centered on you.
What ability do you want to use, and I might be able to help?
That's Yggdrasil's presence.
Okay. I have it up.
It's a spell song. Anyone affected by the spell obtains a +1 focus if they perform a minor sacrifice +1.
Maintain area amplify. Yeah, so it looks like it is without any metas played. It would just affect you, and looks like
it's a spell song, so it's automatically area.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yep.
That's good. I didn't know that. I'm looking at the basic version, not the spell song version. It looks like it still emanates from you, though, right?
Yeah. So basically, if I moved forward, touched something, it would be on an area around them. Or
yeah, if you touch someone, you could.
Yeah.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay. So fuck it. Let's do it. It gives everyone focus if they want it. So going back and forth between the mats is
the macros should help, but yes.
All right, so moving there, that'll move me up. My void rune is what I need to cast it. And if I amplify that, it's just more focus.
In this case, it would be +2 The numbers are doubled. So for Yggdrasil's presence, it would be +2 focus, but they would also need to sacrifice, do a minor sacrifice +2, which isn't a huge deal. They just move 2 runes into the into stun, which is relatively easy to heal.
Okay. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. I'll amplify it. And I'm going to set it off.
Is this during upkeep or your turn?
This is his turn.
Yeah, so I'm moving here. I will center it on the wolf.
Hey.
Okay. So yeah, all 4 of you and that skeleton as well, unless you use an area tag a second area tag to negate the skeleton.
I don't have one.
Okay. You may immediately move 2 of your runes from essence to stun. So in this case, the way to mark that would just be to use the wounds macro or stun macro if you have one, and then drag it into the stun section.
Doesn't focus only have stuff to do with spells, though?
Correct. Focus only affects spell power, or things that are types of spells.
I can magic blast a skeleton. Let's do this.
I am not magical. I just am a magical beast.
I'm a magic knight of magic knighting. I don't know. Magic sword powers.
Now, as a heads up, this, unless it is maintained, this spell will fade at the end of the round.
Yep. I'm just setting up Alpha Strike.
Yep. It's a good thing to do.
I will take that.
Excellent. So, you have +2 focus, those of you who took it. Anything else on your turn, Runar?
That's all my runes.
Okay.
I'm tapped.
So,
is the green thing.
This skeleton is number 2. All right. It now realizes that you all are there due to Runar acting. The guard is present, but attacks of opportunity are not a thing. So, I think the
guard didn't ready an action to sunder the skeleton if it makes a swift move.
It did not. The guard did not prepare an action like that. No.
Crappy guard. I can see why they're all losing. They're not ready for this fight at all.
There's no strategy.
No, this guard is relatively desperate and panicking. I think there's a few different options. The skeleton is actually going to move towards you, playing a rune there. Asdis, and then he is going to attack you with his battle axe. He does. He can play any rune to use, so he can attack you, not just with physical runes, but with any type. So he swings his axe towards you. And
Skeleton.
the skeleton.
And I get to go figure out what my parry is. Don't worry.
You take 4 physical damage before armor and parry.
Oh shit.
4 physical damage?
4.
And can you use any rune to parry, or does it have to be a physical rune?
It can be any rune, but if you match the rune they use to attack you, then you get a +1 bonus to parry, so it reduces the damage by 1 additional.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Crap.
What'd you forget?
A bunch of my passives.
Anyhow, if it's a straight up 4 damage, I'll just take that.
Okay, perfect.
4? But don't you have armor?
You are wearing focus. You're wearing focus equipment, I believe.
You don't have armor. Do you have a sword you could block with? A little shield? You enter this as like unprepared.
I have a ceremonial knife.
As a small child. Children are better armored than you.
My goal is to not get hit.
You're doing a bad.
You're doing very well at that.
Yeah. Just put one of my runes into death. Though my question is, which of the 2 in stun brings it down to death?
It's your choice. If it's equal in placement, it's the same choice. It's up to you which one.
In which case, one moment while I figure out what's going on, and feel free to keep moving.
He's gonna do more damage to you, so.
Ooh.
Not surprised.
In fact, I think. Ooh, I wish I would have done that if I knew. Oh well, didn't know. Yeah, he's going to hit you again with his axe for another 4 damage, taking both of those runes down to death, if I'm not mistaken.
If I don't do anything on that second one.
That's true.
But I like that. Fine. No, I'll do it. I'll take it down to death.
Okay. And then he is going to cast a spell on you, a melee ranged spell.
You could just spend a rune to nope that, right?
You can.
I can indeed. I want to know
You
what
should
it is.
spend a rune to
I'm likely
know.
going to.
You see similar shadowy magic begin to curl around him, and he will be dealing some spiritual damage to you.
Okay.
That's a nope.
Yeah, no, that's a no.
Okay.
I'll check to figure out what rune I'm moving to that, but absolutely.
Don't run away in between this turn and your turn, and I can
no intention of doing so.
Okay, I can attempt to heal you. Because one of my healing powers during upkeep is not just for me. I can use it on other people.
I'm not too worried yet.
No, I'm 5 feet. I can take a step and then do the magic rune, and you get healed.
Thank you. But yeah, no. We'll nope that spiritual damage. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Well, I think you spend a rune to do that. He has... I think he's gonna go full offensive. Yeah. So he will cast a second different spell at you, though of course it also includes some, though less, spiritual damage.
No.
Okay. So he tries to cast 2 different spells at you, both in melee, and you negate them both.
Now I have to decide on whether or not I'm giving up my focus with my other move, but yes, I'm definitely negating it both.
Okay. This creature's turn comes to an end. The guard... Where's the guard? There you are. The guard, I need to draw runes for. Perfect. The guard rushes forward, seeing an opportunity, and then is going to use a power attack on this creature in the back. Hitting it with an attack action with +2 damage. So dealing 4 damage to the skeleton, swinging with all of his might. The skeleton, before I say what happens, I want to double check any pierce or anything like that. No pierce. Swings with his hand axe, which, let me make sure it was accounting for that. I don't think, oh, the hand axe does have pierce. Okay. 4 damage, 2 pierce, making it 6 damage, 2 pierce, because of power attack. The skeleton does take some damage. Something is wrong here with this app. I think I'm perhaps using it wrong. Apologies for the delay. I switched which... okay, that's still fine. Some runes are just disappearing or reappearing when it shouldn't be. Let me redo this. It's very strange. Okay. Skeleton takes some damage. It played all of its runes before. I have to replay all of its runes. But it already used all of them. And then it takes 4 damage.
Nice.
There we go. That's the guard's turn. Wisdom.
Yes, I would like to pay the skeleton back and stupid window. No, so many character sheet pop-out windows. I would like to rack the skeleton, please.
The one in front of you?
Yes, I'd like to hit him with magic soul-breaking energy. I'm assuming with my sword.
Well, if it's a spell, he could just spend a rune to go nope it.
With your sword, you're casting a spell on this skeleton, right?
It says deal +2 S damage and plus 4 P damage for
And
rack.
Focus
I see.
that's 4 and...
Then yes, in fact, the skeletal creature will spend a rune to cancel your spell.
Well, that's what I got. Saving the other one for a parry.
Fair.
One cool thing, I took the bonus. It was a really charged, soul-destructive strike, but no.
I will bring the thunder.
Would have brought it would have done like 7,
Audun,
9
what do you
damage.
do?
First off, I'm gonna play my void rune to do head bash.
All right.
Let me go back. So
Because you don't need to be in wolf form for that. It does more damage.
It's just
You can just headbutt anyone anytime.
yeah. So I perform an unarmed attack action and apply the vulnerable condition with a +1 intensity physical rune counters. So typically my unarmed attack would be just 1, but Fangs applies to any unarmed attack. So it is
Nice.
3 total damage, 2 pierce.
3 damage, 2 pierce. All right. You deal a small amount of damage to this creature.
He doesn't counter the headbutt.
Is he
3
vulnerable?
damage to... Let me check what his parry is before I double...
No, it's physical rune counters.
Does it?
I think that counters the
vulnerable, not the damage.
The
it counters the
vulnerable,
vulnerable,
yeah.
which means his future parries can do that. No, he will not spend a rune to parry you. It seems that these creatures are more offensively inclined than defensively currently.
All right, so he is now vulnerable, correct?
He is, which means I think future defenses are halved in effect, right? Future parries.
Let me double check what that means. Its condition vulnerable is play any rune during upkeep. No, wait, hold on. The victim is placed in an awkward state. Vulnerable condition weakens defensive actions. Defense, defensive factor, parry, and evade bonuses are halved.
Parry and evade. Perfect. Okay.
Okay, and now I'm going to use my Konzus rune to do a mauling unarmed attack.
All right.
So it's 3 damage, 2 pierce, plus
Mhm.
3 damage, 2 pierce. So 6 damage, 4 pierce total.
Very nice.
You just beat up a skeleton with your bare hands.
You
Yeah,
just
I'm just
start
punching it.
him and rip and tear until it is
Yeah.
done.
Just headbutt and then holding the skull going, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
All right. The creature still does not parry, and it takes 6 damage. 1,
Okay.
2, 4,
He likes it, apparently.
5, 6.
And I will save my last rune to parry because my unarmed also, like my fangs, give me a +2 parry. So I'm gonna parry with my
Nice.
hands if I need to.
Yeah, you're better without a sword. I don't know.
I'm so much better without a hammer.
Why
which
did you
I
spend
have,
money on a weapon?
in case I can't punch people?
Okay. Asdis, what do you do?
Well, I've still got a rune left, and one of my passives lets me cast a little bit away, so my rune left is my void rune.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to possess opponent on the skeleton that was not attacking me, because I'm a little bit more worried that that one's going to decide to come up and attack me instead. And if I
Okay.
can get him possessed before that, that's better.
Perfect.
So
I have
you
shuffled all the
want to-
runes, and then I draw one.
Yes.
Perfect. The spell is not being cancelled. And
Yay. And it should be doing 6 spiritual damage to you because I've got 4 focus on me right now. Thank you for the focus.
okay.
How'd you get 4?
6 spiritual damage is
thought-
dealt to this creature.
6 spiritual damage, yes.
Wait,
That's where my armor does. It just gives me focus.
Oh.
Yeah, it's glass cannon armor. It's glass cannon spell boosting armor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So firstly, that creature, you have learned their names are Hog Buoy. If I highly doubt I'm pronouncing that correctly.
And some of them, they're hog buoys.
Exactly.
It does sound like
It
something
takes
that we
you
would hear in, like,
can see that
Norway.
even with your focus, it has a resistance to spiritual damage of some kind. It does not take as much as you expect, but only slightly. So it takes. There we go.
And it pulled a blue mental rune?
Yes, so now any blue runes it has, you can control. You can tell that, for the remainder of this round, it has no more blue runes
Credit.
available.
Alright.
I will let you know when it gets some. Alright, now it is this creature's turn. And it is going to... I think it turns towards you, Asdis, seeing the spiritual damage you did. It moves towards you, getting away from the others. Getting behind you, actually, for 1 rune. And for another one, it is going to cast a spell, touching you and inflicting shadowy burns.
Asdis never played World of Warcraft. You don't pull threat.
we had all
You
the
have
strong
aggro.
people right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you take 2 spiritual damage and then 4 physical damage.
Ow.
I'm
Shadow
not so
fire
happy with
erupts on
spiritual
your-
damage. Alright. And 4 physical will do.
Damn mages always over DPSing.
And that is its turn.
I just don't want to be yelled at for not pulling aggro.
So,
Okay, that skeleton holding runes.
well, it's the end of the round now.
No, it's
Oh, is
not.
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it went last.
Oh,
That's why I was trying to possess the thing to...
That skeleton did one thing to cancel your spell.
It was wounded as
Uh.
well, which may have reduced some of the available actions it had.
oh, okay.
If it didn't have enough in its destiny pool, then it takes directly from its hand.
Yeah, I think that's what happened.
Cool, got it. 'Cause
So
I was
I'm
counting. I was
resetting
like, what's...
all of these, and everybody let's go through our upkeep.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
Yay. Goodbye, Rune. I didn't get to use because he didn't want to hit me.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah.
rather than if he hits me, I will.
Asdis, are you bloodied?
At the moment, okay, I have 5 runes and there's 3 below, so yeah. I am.
Okay, excellent. You
Oh,
see
no, they're
that
gonna
these
kill off
creatures do have the blood drinker trait, and they heal extra for standing next to you.
One of
Wait,
them.
can I go? Can I do upkeep before that?
Yeah,
You can't. Yeah, it's upkeep is relatively simultaneous.
Okay. So I would like to sidestep so I am next to Asdis. If I can. There's so many pages. Yeah. I would like to go here with my I move fast power.
Yep.
And so many pages. Then I would like to, in her own blood, draw the rune of blood on Asdis.
How do you draw the rune
heal
of blood during upkeep?
Because it's a passive power.
Yeah, it affects you, I believe. It doesn't affect
No,
others.
the rune of blood I can put on other people. It's die hard that just affects me. I will double check though.
I also want to double check that because I know of entities with the rune of blood.
Oh, it says during upkeep, apply heal +3 and recover +4 on yourself or an adjacent ally.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in this case, you can do that, but the other creature will still heal if we are going by initiative, which I think is what we're supposed to do if it matters. I never thought it would. It would have gone just before you.
Okay. Either way, Asdis gets
However,
heal +3 and recover +4.
okay. I also have Die Hard, so I heal +2. So basically, the thing that was down there is back in essence.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I have my own Die Hard, but all that does is clear my stun from the minor sacrifice.
Yes. And speaking of the skeleton creature that was vulnerable is no longer vulnerable.
I was about to ask, yeah.
And I will do a quick check for the guard. The guard can move, but he's in a good position right now. He is behind the creature.
How does movement work through other people's spaces?
I don't think you can move through other people's spaces.
Oh yeah, no. There was one specific passive that allowed you to jump and get past through people's spaces.
Okay. So I basically have to start fighting this skelly now.
Yep. Okay. How's everyone doing?
What is the green X again? It's not. It's the only one that you don't have the name tag on the sheet.
Oh. The green X is gift. No wait, give gift.
Oh, I don't have it on the sheet.
Like the
yeah,
name
right
in the playmats isn't there.
Yeah.
But it is in the runes section of the handouts.
Geb gift means gift.
Yeah, I'm just using it to compare the power I have for this turn, so I can figure out what I'm gonna.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a very similar turn. I think I'm gonna do.
Okay.
That was not unexpected.
Runar, if we are all
Yes.
ready, what would you like to do?
I do have
not
a question.
not a lot.
What's up, Marissa?
What was your question?
Is the thing still possessed?
Ah, yes, it can reduce that. It is no longer possessed at level 1. It performed a minor sacrifice.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it can do that, and now that I remember, it did.
Oh, I'm actually going to set up a contingency during the thing.
Okay.
If I am attacked.
Okay, now it will take place after you are attacked. Like, it happens and then you do it as a thing. It has to happen in order for it to happen, and because in this game there is no
Truce.
it doesn't work quite like XCOM Overwatch, where someone raises their gun to shoot you and then you shoot them first.
That makes so much sense. Okay, in which case...
You can still do it, but you'll be attacked first if you do it when you wait for being attacked.
I can't see any other way to make that work, though. So yes, I will still. If someone is attacked within the hex of me, yeah,
That works.
Okay.
including me.
If someone's
Sounds
attacked within a hex of you.
Because I'm gonna move right next to you.
Okay, that works for me, and I'll move a rune there for that as I figure out which one runes do which again.
Runar, it looks like you already moved as part of your turn.
Yep, I'm moving there and doing the same thing I did last time. It's +1 focus for a minor sacrifice, +1. But I'm spending it's off of me,
Okay, so the area is coming
and
from you.
and I'm spending the area rune to make it so they can't use it.
Okay. So that's perfect. Okay. The guard actually, does the guard have spells? The guard is out of range anyways.
But he could come within range, correct? Because that lasts for the round.
I think it's a one-time cast, and then the effect of it lasts for the round. But I think it just happens immediately to those nearby.
Okay.
Like people within range have to use it or not, but
I
they
just
can.
figured since it's a song, it goes for the round, right?
Yeah,
I'm
it does
playing-
fictionally. Yeah, you are playing for the round.
Yeah.
But it is
I
much.
think that's the difference between the Alkies. Is the only reason I tend to agree with that reading of it is because they have a kind of spell that sticks to an area as a separate cutout for spells. Like, the
Mhm.
spells that stay are their own thing, and the spells that just happen are their own thing.
Yeah, in this case, you could think of it as like a specific word or phrase from within the song is what's giving it the power, and so it's just during the moment you say that that it goes out. Okay. Anything else during your turn? And who is taking that up? Who is doing the minor sacrifice? It's not amplified this time, or is it?
It is not.
Okay, so +1 focus for a single rune into stun.
I have any spells this turn, so.
Yeah, I don't think that's a good call right this moment. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't have
That's
spells.
fine. So, as my master of Kenning, since I did a spell song, I can move 3 times. I'm going to move over here.
Nice.
That's a good
And
power.
far away. Yeah.
Just like it's but no, but this
Buff.
is you
Bye.
skipping and hopping around the battlefield with your little guitar, like.
Yeah, since you ruled it effects, fuck it. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you don't have to be close anymore.
Yeah. You strike a power a power chord and then slide out of there. You do the reverse order of the power slide into the power chord.
Yes. Perfect. I think that this creature is number 2. There we go. I think it will raise its axe towards you, Seathkona.
Okay.
And hit you with it. So it deals 4 damage. Piercing 2 armor, not that you have any. And then your contingency can activate.
All right.
Can I block someone else's blow?
I think there might be a thing that'll help you do that, but in general, not
Actually, I think
by
in general,
default.
yes.
Can you?
Does the attack have to be on me to parry it? Because I
Can
can.
double check that.
Yeah, that's not a thing I'm familiar with. I didn't see anything about that in the game.
Defend action.
Which skeleton is
Unlike
attacking?
other generic actions, that must be played. Defend action be
Oh.
played forever. Yeah, we knew that.
Well, I'm not adjacent to that one, so it doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
Actually, that I could parry it. If it was the other skeleton, I could probably have a better chance of arguing. I could parry that axe.
Yep. Marissa, you take 4
Okay,
damage, and what
I'm
is
going
your
to take-
contingency?
I did take the thing. My contingency is move away.
That's pretty good idea.
I am getting out of there. Thank you very much. there at least, but do I want to be further?
Yes.
Yeah.
See, I have a bit of range on spells, but not a lot. Nope, I'm going to stick there and see. Hope that works for now.
Okay. Well, in that case,
Out of curiosity, which skeleton is 1 and 2?
this one's 1, and this one's
Okay.
2.
Thank you.
Well, it attacked you. You took some damage. You slipped away. It turns around to the guard who attacked it in the back and dealt some damage, and it is going to cast a spell on the guard. Or not a cast a spell, sorry. Swing his axe. The guard is going to parry himself. Guard is not going to parry. Wait. Oh, hold on a second. I need to check mark the guard's equipment so it actually counts it. That's why. The guard. I'm like, why is the guard's parry level 0? Much better. Okay. The guard parries the blow, and I believe it is completely. Just completely, yes. So the guard catches it with his metal shield, and then the creature casts a spell. The guard goes. I think the guard is saving his last rune for something else. So he will not interrupt it, but is surprised when instead of an offensive spell, they cast a spell you guys have not seen before. Oh, actually, you could do both of those things. Yeah, let's do both of those things. So he is going to cast an offensive spell on the guard, dealing 2 spiritual damage and making the guard blind. You see that there's dark magic now that is shrouding the guard's eyes.
Hey, the guard was saving a rune.
Yeah, the guard. I'm not playing the guard like he knows specifically what these creatures are doing. And then he casts a new spell because you guys have seen that one before. And shadows envelop the skeleton completely, and it vanishes into the shadows, appearing far away in the distance.
Not something we've seen before, but is it?
I don't think it is.
No, we have not.
And I'm going to double check some
Although if you're
things.
using something called Shadow Step, that does have a limit.
I am, and it says perform a move action and apply vulnerability on yourself, then step back onto the battlefield from another location within 10 hexes.
Okay.
So I think it can.
Yeah, it was 10.
So it can also move. So in that case, it can move and then it can move another 10 feet away. So it will let me be safe about this. I can move that much. Yes. So it moves up to here, and then moves another 10 hexes away. Bam. Again, the buildings are not burning. I can recall that rune because he is no longer possessed. And that's his turn. The guard, blinded and frustrated. Actually, he might be able to resist the blind. Let me double check what type it is. He has 1 rune left. Is it the right type? Nope. Cannot resist the blind. So instead, blind is tough, especially when I think he just swings his sword wildly in front of him, not seeing that the skeleton moved and disappeared. He does not know it's gone. I think he calls out, like, "Where is it? Where are you?" holding his axe and shield. He bangs his axe and his shield, waiting raised for any sound of hits.
It's teleported away.
Damn it! He ends his turn, sadly, swinging his axe at nothing. Wisdom? What
I
do you
would
do?
like to hit the skeleton.
Okay.
Well, should I hit the skeleton? I only have 2 runes. Yeah, I need to draw aggro away from our Night Witch. I'm gonna hit the skeleton with my sword. I would like to spend one rune to do such a thing.
Okay. How much damage does your attack do?
My
Mr.
broadsword
Strongest Man
has
from
a
Wessex.
yes. My broadsword has a DF of 1 and a parry and a yeah. That's it. There's a DF of 1 or 2. Is that just 2 damage? Do I only do 2 damage? That's
Well-
really what we're at.
2 damage plus any passives you might have would affect your damage. The best way to look at this, if I go to your character sheet, it definitely looks quite tanky. If I click current at the top, okay, physical damage factor 0. There we go. I can click the check mark left of the broadsword and the leather vest, and that means when you go to current, it will calculate that in. Also, your size should definitely not be 12. Why does it think your size is 12? Oh well, we'll deal with it later.
On the character sheet it says 4.
Yes, which means it might have a different thing. Well, we can look at that later. Everyone's size is...
I have a giant.
Yeah, that is the size of, like, the mountain, I think.
Oh, the broadsword I put for size. I put size.
Oh, the
5
broadsword size is 5. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. We'll keep it in the text, but remove it from the stat, I think. Because it doesn't affect your size, which is what it's doing. Either way, you're right. I think you don't have anything that increases your physical damage.
I'm not good at hitting things. I'm just good at getting hit.
That's correct.
So
We need to get you some taunt.
Okay. You swing
what
at
is
it
taunt?
with
How
your
does
sword.
how does one taunt? Is that a thing that can be?
There is a
done?
taunt-like condition you can
condition.
apply to yourself that forces others to attack you.
How do I get that?
Abilities that apply it, usually. Only to cast taunt on yourself. But your sword swings against this creature and does not cut through any of its bones or armor.
Good, fun. I'm so glad this was worth my rune.
Okay.
Stupid skeleton. I have a really big sword. How is it not effective?
I am not going to answer that right now. Audun, what do you do?
I am going to spend my Raidho rune to move. Oh, wrong one. I gotta go here. Okay, and then that'll put me. I'm just gonna go there. I'm gonna headbutt it again with my Void rune.
All right.
So that is. Let me double check. Yeah, head bash. It's gonna be 3 damage, 2 pierce that applies the +1 intensity, or the +1 vulnerable.
Okay. Damage to pierce. Okay. There we go.
And then I think Perthro is my other one. It is. What is a weak attack action?
It is the numbers like damage and things like that are halved. So
Okay.
your normal attack damage halved, and it'll usually say I think weak is generally round up. I'll double check. There's the thing for weak specifically.
If it's round up, I'd probably use this just to give it an impede. But if it's round down, I probably wouldn't because I don't think I'd pierce.
It is round up.
Okay. Yeah, I'll use Perthro to hamstring him. So weak attack action with a +1 P damage bonus and apply the impeded condition. Can that be an unarmed attack?
I don't see why not.
Sure. So then, the 2, because rounding up the 3 half the like having the 3 rounding it up goes to 2. If it's +1, it's back up to 3 plus by 2 pierce.
Yep, 3 damage to pierce.
Yep. And it would have the impeded condition.
Okay, and that means it has to spend an extra rune if it moves, if that's correct, right?
Let me find the
I'm beginning to remember these.
conditions. Impede. Let's see.
Condition causes loss of mobility for the recipient, whose movement is reduced by half.
Yep.
Okay, half movement is what it means. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
half movement. It can use a physical rune to counter the impeded condition.
Okay, it can. I don't think it will, this one. I do not think it will. It will stay
Okay,
where it is.
Oh, did you factor in the vulnerable?
It didn't defend itself, so vulnerable does not matter. It didn't take a defensive action.
Oh, you're right. That's
Because
true.
it doesn't reduce armor, it reduces parry and evade, is what vulnerable
Yeah,
does.
vulnerable is very weird in that way.
The victim.
I think it really depends on the type of foe you're facing, and these are the type of creatures who don't really parry much, so it's less strong against them.
You need to
Okay.
get more runes. Like that's really the.
You need to be able to draw more runes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I have to have more runes in my hand so I can hit people more. You can't for normal attacks. You can't amplify them, right?
No, you need like normal attacks by default are just you do the basic attack damage that you do with whatever weapon you're using. I think that only special abilities. I think that's correct. Special abilities can have meta tags and benefit from them.
Yeah, I should definitely just sell my maul because I'm not getting pierce on my maul, and I'm doing as much damage as my maul would. So I'm just gonna probably sell it.
Your fists are a better maul.
Then a
Yeah.
maul. That's
Perfect.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look. Let me see, because my maul is 3 damage, 2 range.
Oh, the range. You
The
can hit
range.
the guard. You can hit the guard from here.
Yeah, but it's size 5.
So was my sword though. Two-handed.
Yeah.
So anything else on your turn, Odin?
No, I'm out of runes. So if he wants to hit me, come at me.
Asdis.
Alright, I'm gonna do my best to make it so that I'm not going to get hit again. I'm going to play 2 spells. One is the possession again, because why not? Because that is a good way to hopefully make it so he can do less on his turn.
Okay.
So 2 spiritual damage if he was hurt at all. Oh wait, sorry, not 2, 4, because I still have the focus from my gear. And possession again.
And possession. Okay. Draw a rune. I will draw a rune, actually. Shuffle.
Thank you.
And let's see what color you get. Green.
Green.
He has no green runes right now. I am looking at him. Nope, no green runes. Sorry.
I can try. Anyways, after that goes, I'm annoyed it's not working. I'm going to do Invoke the Shadows again. So I'll get that Pillar of Shadow up around me to give me a +1 Intensity Shroud, and it also inflict Blind on him. So
Okay, with Arcane Reach, you can reach him with Blind?
yes, Arcane Reach is the best.
What rune is needed to counter that?
Nothing in the thing. Let me check out Blind on this. Counter specify passive powers that bestows the position. So nothing by default, 1 physical rune.
Okay, he plays a physical rune to counter the blind.
Alright.
Okay.
At least I've got him possessed again for 1 more turn.
You do.
Not that it's doing much.
And I think these creatures not doing so great. So this one also is going to I guess that's true. It's going to cast a spell. It casts Shadow Step. which means it performs a move action, which is halved, so it does not move as far as it would.
Should I stop it? I have a rune.
Probably.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
want
and
to.
I hit it with the back of my pommel, but he summons the shadow,
Excellent.
forcing him to stay on the material plane.
Yep. Now, this spell includes the move action, which means you also cancel the move, not just the teleport. So the spell itself is completely cancelled.
Nicely done.
And that's all he had left to do.
Uh-oh.
Cool.
Just lost Jordan.
Oh.
Oh no.
What is happening?
I mean, he has the technical difficulty screen, so I don't know.
Yeah, we can't
Oh,
just
hang on.
switch to that.
Hang
Okay.
on, hang on.
Hold on.
Shit, wait, where is it? There we go.
Okay, and I can do. Hold on, I'm zooming in. There we go. Now that's all we'll see, I think, on the screen. Not quite. This is just. Nope. Okay. Perfect. Could not be better. Okay, I'm gonna switch out of that. It's making things worse, but we are missing a Jordan, so I think now is probably a good time if everyone's good to go to a bit of an early break.
Yeah, works for me.
We will figure this out and come back to.
Oh. Here's coming.
Oh, you're back.
There he is.
Yep, my internet cut out for some reason.
Okay.
Okay. Cameras are all good. Cameras are all good. Okay, cool. We're at the next round. So you guys are doing pretty well.
Let me reload Roll20 because it still says I'm disconnected.
Speed up.
So
Weird.
This one.
Did I finally get it? I finally got it. I can
Oh,
do a
hold on.
thing that's offensive this round.
Oh wait, of course I'm getting the same runes every time.
Everything else is wounded.
Okay.
Indigo, do you want me to go before you? So if I can like make him vulnerable, he can't really parry you.
Sure.
Okay. I will go before Indigo.
I have aim.
Okay, I'm just weirding with these guys.
Go to my playmat.
Oh no, it doesn't move. Oh man.
I think Spencer has to move us.
So
Move you where? Move what?
Move me above Indigo in the turn order.
Ah, yes, I have
because
to
of
do
my
that.
thing.
Okay.
So with an
I keep trying
area
to save
spell that
runes.
heals +4.
Would heal everyone
That would
unless you did an area tag to stop it from affecting enemies.
That's a thing. Actually, I can focus it though. Get back to the playmat.
Okay. And then this one is both impeded and is
vulnerable.
possessed.
And you're right, vulnerable too.
And vulnerable. You're right. Impeded, possessed, and vulnerable. Cool.
My shroud has gone up to.
That is this one. Okay. I'm considering doing a minor sacrifice. Yeah, it's going to take a minor sacrifice to get rid of not vulnerable or impeded. Just possessed, because that's the worst. If it goes up there, it's just you're dead, basically.
I'll keep trying.
You just need to get its color.
I'm pretty sure the color is red. That's what it's.
I mean, it changes each time, but it was
Yeah.
red both last times. Yes. And then I'll do their heals up. Is there anything else it would do?
That doesn't make any sense then.
No. So then these both go there.
So the spell I have, the combat effect is deal 2m damage and heal +4. So what sense does that make if anyone in the area is, by default that's a useless spell. It heals more than it hurts.
That is a good question.
That
spell.
is a good question.
Does it heal you or the target?
It's area and heals +4.
So I think there's two things I can think for that. One, mental damage is very good because you can target their hand specifically, not their essence pool. So you can effectively, even if they would heal from it, it would take 2 runes out of each person's hand, and they would pick which runes, but you pick their hand, for example, and put it back into the thing. So they'd lose actions per turn, even if it works like that. But you are right. I think it might not work like that. Also, camera issues were good.
Yeah, it was freaking out, so I just turned it off and on and fixed my bed.
Yeah.
Because I think it's doing the.
What
weird.
is this Devour Thought, or what ability is this? Okay.
Yeah, it's Devour Thought.
Let me check Devour Thought. Because you are right, and also because it turns out Scalds use spells differently. Because everything's area. Infection, mind causing.
Well, it has a free area meta, so technically I could use.
What is the passive that gives you a free area meta?
It's
just
the being a spell song.
Okay. I'm going to that now. It looks like the description of Devour Thought says you alone are healed, not enemies. Like it doesn't heal allies either. It heals just you.
Yeah, you are. Okay, you are healed by these thoughts.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what the description is.
So
Okay.
you eat runes from their hand to heal yourself.
Mhm.
That's a weird power, but I kind of like it.
Yeah. Okay, so you are Wanderer, Poet, or Mystic? I actually don't remember.
Spiritual. I forget
Spiritual?
which
Okay, so the
one.
Mystic. There we go. And then, yeah, spell songs, I think, generally have that, right? Double check. Amplify area open. Devour Thought is a spell song with Amplify area open, yeah. And then I'll check the spell. I think it's just on, like, all spell songs are like that, if I remember correctly. Oh, it is somewhere
Well, you
else.
actually have to check the Scald sheet because it changes the metas.
It does, and I saw that.
Okay.
Spell songs. That's the lore of spell songs.
Yeah, it's if you go to active powers, it's listed there. Let's see. Spell songs are a special type of spell and add additional properties to the active ability that already has a spell. All spell properties. They can only be one active at a time, and they include a free area meta.
Okay.
Area metas do not distinguish between friend and foe. By paying a minor sacrifice +1, the player can decide who in the area will be affected by each source.
So, you are right. It isn't clear. I think the best interpretation is that it is this Devour Thought equivalent is just dealing the mental damage in the area, and then you get healed by 4 points.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right.
That's
well, let's
very good.
do that then.
Yeah, that's very good.
Especially with all my focus I'm going to be pouring into it.
Yeah, let me double check, and you guys can as well, if Upkeep is good for everyone.
Yeah, I didn't take damage while I was like away. Did I?
No, I think we
No.
were at the end of the round when you went away.
mostly
The
talked
guard
about
can
that.
move.
We saw
Actually,
you drop immediately, and we were about to head to break. So
yeah,
you didn't
the
miss
guard
anything.
can move. The guard is going to take a minor sacrifice. As a reminder, you can heal of 1 stun damage. If you have something in stun specifically, you can heal it 1 at the beginning of every round. So the guard will remove his blind.
What did this skeleton do?
He teleported far away after casting some spells.
Is he technically off the map? Like, is
No,
he
he's still
away?
there. No, he's not. He's still in combat. He is still present. He was just getting us some distance. And then the guard can move once per.
I think
for free.
he
So he's
forgot
going
to
to move
do
here.
him at the end of the round because he did that last round.
He's
he went
99,
99, so he actually went second. He went early.
He's 99.
Yep.
Yeah, if you
Oh.
mouse over the turn order, it puts a yellow box around him.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he was 99 and he was 5.
Nope.
I see.
Okay.
I've noticed the yellow boxes, but I never realized what they were for.
Yeah, when you mouse over the turn order.
I have so many hours in Roll20. How did I not know this?
There's so many things that are not there that I'm still learning. I recently learned. Oh, what was it? I think it was like shift. Was it shift double click or shift will like move? Yeah, it moves the camera.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Mhm.
but we'll see. That contract position you have, they're looking for more.
Yes, they're very busy, especially with the new book.
I filled out all the applications.
announced.
So
Nice.
Runar.
Yes,
Your turn.
I am doing a thing. I am playing runes. That's what I'm doing.
Fitting the name.
So let's see here. So I'm actually going to be playing both of these runes because it allows me to play Devour Thought at range. And I will range it out so that it just hits that skeleton that's above us there. With all of my focus, that's 5 mental damage.
So in this case, you're not using the free area tag, so it doesn't affect anyone. It just affects that skeleton, right?
Correct.
Awesome. 5 mental damage.
5 mental damage.
So you get to pick what pool, basically, that's the power of mental damage, that this comes out of. And you right now, the only ones that this creature has are, this is skeleton 1, this is skeleton 1. Its hand or its destiny pool. So
anything left over goes to physical damage, right? That's how that works.
well, it's just that it acts just like physical damage, but instead of by default it coming from the lowest one, because always like the lowest rune will go down. You pick what level is
right. But if I pick the hand and there's only 2 runes in it, the other 3 come out of physical still.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is in the thing. Any excess damage is.
Yep. This is just our first
physical
time using
damage.
mental.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure I was doing things correctly. All right. How many runes did it weird?
I don't know if I want to tell you that.
I mean, it would be on the table in front of us if we were playing live.
Yes and no. There is a GM screen for this game.
Okay.
Either way,
Well,
you can
so
tell
that
this
makes-
one is injured and weakened, so less than normal.
Hmm.
I think either way,
I
you
get
should.
counting. It's but 5 for the healthy one.
Yeah.
I think either way, even if you go with the hand, if you take whatever's left out of the hand, it can't act
That-
this turn.
That's what I was planning on doing.
Yeah.
It can
Is go for the
counter
hand.
things by moving things from in hand to in play, but only if it's countering like a condition which you're not giving it. So
But it's
Yeah,
also
so
not next to it, so.
Yep. So we'll target the hand
Okay.
and make it stun lock this son of a bitch.
Okay. And just as you were hoping, how much? 4 damage?
5.
5? Nice. 1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4,
3
5.
focus.
Just as you were hoping, the creature cannot do anything this round. It is out of
Okay.
runes in its hand.
nice.
So it's very close to death.
It is now.
Since
Is it now bloodied?
everybody moves faster than I do, I'm starting my move toward this other guy. With
If
the
it had
green
blood, it
rune.
would be bloodied.
But these guys have 2 health bars.
Does it just move it from the hand to stun, or
No. For that? No, it would. I think be. I'll double check. It would be a single rune. I think normally. But this guy only had 1 rune in there. Either way, in his hand, he was very injured.
nice?
Double check if Marissa, you can look it up for me, while I act for the second skeleton, because it has a full hand.
Oh no, hold on.
Yeah, it's
Oof.
more scary.
He at least has to use 1 to move to you, homie.
Mm-hmm. That's not useful. Okay. He's gonna play that. Is that worth it? No, that's not worth it.
I intentionally made sure I was 11 hexes away so that
Yeah.
range.
He has to move to do something. Or spend like 3 runes on range upgrades.
Okay. I'm gonna check 1 meta tag before I decide what to activate. Okay.
Okay. Still got 1 to parry just in case.
Oh, I see.
Okay. I think that's correct. Okay. The creature prepares a contingency. The guard.
What triggers the contingency?
That's true. When someone gets within 10 hexes.
Oh well.
Okay, I'm staying here.
Let me before I'm going to double check if that's correct. Something is weird with how these two things interact. I guess he doesn't need it to be a contingency. Okay. Never mind, he's going to act now. Multi is weird. Because multi means it targets multiple creatures, and the range increases by 5.
Ah.
That's what it seems to say. That's what I'm seeing.
That seems odd.
The
Effect,
range
but
of the
now
effect
affects
for all
humans.
targets is now plus 5 hexes for a spell.
25 feet instead of.
So it's 15
Okay,
feet.
so adds 20 feet.
And how far away are you guys? Oh, look.
Uh-oh. I don't like this.
Okay, no. I'm going to put this
I
into
want to
play.
get off Mr. Bones Wells' ride.
The creature charges up an enormous volley of black magic. It is attacking.
What the wait? That's 15.
Yes. As
The
I
range is 10,
I was
and
planning
then
to have him wait, but
Yes.
as I was reading up a multi, it increases the range by 5. So he's using a range tag for 10-foot range.
Shadow fireball.
Multi-tag. He's shadow bolt volleying you all. Not all of you, though. He is not attacking the other guard. He's out of range. And he's not attacking Wisdom, because he can't hit.
Yeah.
Wait, how could he hit? Wisdom's 15, isn't he?
He has a range of 15 hexes with this attack specifically, gaining 10 from the range tag and 5 from the multi-tag, which I just discovered it has. I was planning to have
He
it.
can hit all of us. Or all
He
of them.
could. Yeah,
He could
see,
only
look, 15.
Stop
Attack plus
lobbying
2
for me to
more
get a hit
targets,
with
though.
shadow magic. Like, what is this
So-
teamwork?
You're
It
in
does
the
not.
tank!
It does not affect Wisdom because it can only
Multi
affect.
only allows 3 targets.
Yeah, 3 targets.
Ah.
So he picks the squishiest 3. And he's amplifying it.
Oh god, okay.
next
Can you
turn.
parry?
What are
Can
we
you parry
looking at
magic?
here? Yes.
You
it's a
can,
different
but it
parry.
isn't physical parry. So usually you do. He's using ultimately. Actually, the rune he's playing for this is physical for this creature. That's the first. That's the active power rune he's using for this. So if you have a physical rune, it will reduce the damage by 1 plus whatever your spiritual parry is, which is usually quite low because normal parry is just by default parry is physical, not
I don't
spiritual.
think I don't think I have spiritual
How much
parry.
damage
Does
is he doing?
focus increase spiritual parry? Can you use your ceremonial knife to cut through the magic Okay. Well,
That is so
Where-
cool, but don't think so.
All right, let's see how much
Let
damage
me do
he
some
does.
math. So it is multi and range and amplify using all 3 of this
these
abilities thing.
skeletons. The other one was not this hard.
The other one never got a chance to do this. This is basically its Kamehameha.
How is this a level 1 character?
Firstly, you each take 4 spiritual damage.
Okay. So
Then-
we'll-
You each take 8 physical damage. So if you want to, and that is affected by parry and armor, the physical part. So if you want to parry, you'll reduce the physical component of it.
I don't have a physical rune, so
Oh wait,
You don't need a physical rune. The physical rune will just give you a bonus to it. You can do it with any color of rune.
How does Shroud interact with this? Because he should be paying 1/4 of his things to be able to attack me with Shroud.
Is it rounded up or down?
Up.
Okay. Then he cannot target you with it. He has to
So
target
target
wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh, yeah.
Damage from mental or spiritual sources. Is that what this is?
Yes, this is a physical rune he's playing, but it's a spiritual source of damage.
Okay, so it primarily uses evade as parry items. Okay.
Yeah, so
If you
What
have
is-
evade,
but this one does a mixture of physical and spiritual, so the physical part of it can still be parried as normal.
What is there a standard evade or
Evade is very rare. No, evade is
Okay,
by
I don't
most
have any.
people it's 0 by default.
okay? So 4 spiritual, 8 physical.
Yep.
So I move the first rune down four things,
yes,
and then 8. So that would just go to death, right?
and then the leftovers would go to another rune.
Okay. And then
And Indigo, you are being targeted because it cannot target
Yeah,
Asdis.
no, sorry, I'm just counting now because now I know I'm taking damage, figuring out how much physical damage I can
So
negate.
that's-
Because yes, I will parry the shadow bolt or whatever.
Six,
Perfect.
five,
As a reminder,
32.
count your armor as well.
Oh,
Your armor will reduce the physical component. It will not reduce the spiritual component, but it will reduce the physical.
okay. So I just put one up here.
Okay,
Yeah,
because of-
and this has no pierce because it's not using a weapon; it's a spell.
Okay. And then how much is bloodied is half your runes?
Half or more of your runes are at the third space, the blood drop space or below it. So
So I take. So I
Here,
parry plus I parry for 5, I armor for 2. So I take 1 physical and 4 spirit.
Yep.
If I go to the sheet. I got so good at this last session because I got hit a bunch. Now I've all forgotten it. So it's 1 to
Yep, and you can click the wounds
On your
macro. Oh, you just weirded it. It's fine to weird it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll work.
1 to stun, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 physical, so it's in death.
It's in death, and yep, that's it.
Yep.
You're good.
Cool. So I could probably heal that next session. Screw you and your shadow magic.
Yeah,
shit.
it's not in drain.
Yeah, no, I'm just seeing how problematic drain is.
So
Yeah.
I've got 4 parry off the bat.
Nice.
Let's see here. So I forgot my ceremonial armor gives me +2 parry.
Yeah, my leather.
Yeah.
That's the reason I picked the leather vest
Or my
as opposed to a better
graceful armor, rather.
armor, because the leather vest gives me 1 armor and 1 parry, and then I have passives that give me even more parry.
I just don't have really any parry unless it's these hands. Like that's
Yeah, we're
it.
gonna leave you to punch this skeleton who's turn
Oh,
locked.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to run to the other skeleton, and hopefully we can kill them. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
And especially because my werewolf rune is the one rune that's left that has not been weirded. So hopefully when I clean up, I draw the werewolf rune.
Good.
So with +4 parry, that just negates, right? Am I correct in thinking that?
It's 8 physical damage, so you parry 4 of the 8.
Okay.
It's
If you
Yeah.
you spend a rune to parry, but yeah.
And then
If it's a physical
I just-
rune, then you also reduce the damage by an additional 1.
I think
No.
this should
so I'm not even at 1 at death. I'm at 1 before death because it was a physical rune that I.
Then you're not
Oh,
even
yeah.
at death.
Nice.
I think both of my runes
You didn't
should
take
be
any
in
physical.
death because it was 4 spiritual, right?
Yes. So if you had
And
one
then-
in
I didn't have any damage before, so
Okay.
this would be here, and then that would be for 1 physical. Because of my 2 armor,
correct.
that would be 6 damage left, right? So
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, actually, I think I need 1 more.
No,
No, it's 4 and 6,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
10. So
4
and
and
that's
6, yeah.
basically 10 damage. So yeah.
Got it. Math is hard.
This is definitely one of those games that I think benefits from being played in person because you can just physically move at each step and things like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I think everyone is good. Runar, is your damage
My-
calculated?
Damn macro stopped working, so I just copied Indigo's. I'm putting it back in.
Okay. If it continues to not work, let me know. While you take that damage, the guard will act.
Oh, he's gonna kill this guy before I can.
The guard is going to. Yes. Can't do that. what is the... Let me double check. That would hamstring it, which isn't useful. Okay, then yeah, the guard is, in that case, going to activate a defensive stance. So he takes 1 less physical damage for the future. And then he is going to use something called a satisfying attack. He attacks the creature, and then he heals for 2. So that's actually all of his damage healed. The guard is back to full.
Satisfying.
Yep. So he's just going to swing his axe at the skeleton, dealing 2 damage to it. That's skeleton 1. Oof, this guy's not looking good. That's the stunlock skeleton. That is also the guard's turn. Audun, what do you do?
I'm gonna kill it.
Okay.
So I will use my. I gotta remember the names of these frickin' runes. What is Konzus again? Oh, that's my big boy rune.
That's your wolf rune?
No, Konzus is the Mauling rune. You know what?
Ooh.
I'm gonna maul.
You're gonna maul him?
Well. I'll Konzus to.
Welcome to the 80s, because you're going to a mall.
Yep. So that is total of 6 damage plus 4 pierce.
Excellent. You ignore all of this creature's armor. Dealing 6 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The creature is knocked down and struggling even to get up.
So I gotta hit it again.
It is not quite dead.
If you'd like.
Nah, I'll kill it because I need to heal a little anyway. So I will spend my birth row rune just to do an unarmed attack. So that's 3 damage, 2 pierce.
You punch it right in the skull. You see its skull crack, but not break.
God damn it! I'm gonna head bash it now with my void rune.
Okay.
Sorry.
3 damage, 2 pierce.
You kill it.
And it gets vulnerable.
You kill it.
Yes, the pile of bones is vulnerable.
And as you kill it, the shards of bones and armor rise up like the one from before into another weaker version.
Fine.
Wonderful.
But that weaker version will not be drawing runes until the start of the next round. So
Yeah.
if you want to keep wailing on it, you can.
Done.
I got this one. You guys deal with the other Goku one.
Wisdom. What do you do?
I run. I'm going to the other one before what's his face gets. Before Runar gets eaten alive by this other skeleton, I'm going to get closer.
Okay.
For my 5 hexes of movement, I go there.
Asdis, what do you do?
You know, I don't. Yeah. Let's do it. I'm dealing. This thing is going to not be a problem anymore. I'm going to use my possession rune and amplify it twice. Possession 3!
On this creature?
Give me a moment to figure out exactly how much spiritual damage that thing is.
Wasn't it by factor 3?
It gets multiplied by 3,
so
not double twice, yeah.
Normally I've got 4 spiritual damage, so multiplied by 3, take 12 spiritual damage, and in 3 possessions, so it can't use its runes.
Okay, let me check. There. Where are you?
Or is possession
Drawing
like the
until
other
we've drawn
one?
every color.
Or is possession like the other? Is possession 1 color per instance, or is
It's
it...
1 color per instance, which means at possession level
Oh.
3, she controls it completely.
That is stupidly powerful for a thing, because normally all of the other conditions are like it's base, and then you get to 4 and it doubles.
So one thing to note is at level 4, you can't remove it by yourself. So that's the one difference. One thing to note. That's the one time that she cannot control the conditions is if they want to spend the runes during upkeep to reduce the conditions. Now this thing has no runes to negate it right now. It cannot defend
Now,
itself.
hypothetically, if she were to up it to 4, could we just always have a skeleton with us?
Yes, I
Yes.
can only control one at a time.
Well, you only need one shadow fire skeleton at a time, really?
Here's
We call that
here's the-
artillery.
here's what I'm gonna suggest. We don't take the shitty one that we just bumbled. We take the better one.
Yeah.
That if it dies, we get another one.
That's a good point. We don't want the second health bar skeleton.
Yeah, but do you
Well,
really
or
want
do
to
we?
try and keep kiting this thing and hoping we don't die? Let's just kill it.
Okay, so I'm
Well,
just
his
double
turn's
checking
next,
its
and you
stuff.
control other runes. Could you just have him blindly charge into the other one?
Right now, he hasn't weirded any runes, so no. Next turn, absolutely, yes.
Next turn, I have his runes pulled up. We'll see how it goes.
Does he have a color red,
Well-
green, or blue?
We need to double check what level each level is corresponding to a color, and so we need to see what colors they are in order, because when he's going to try and reduce that, you lose one of the 3 colors you have access to. So level 1, spiritual, and then level 2, physical. And that means level 3 is mental, because if you draw a color you already have, you just redraw, so I'm not going to draw again.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Anything else in your turn, Asdis?
No, that took all 3 of my runes.
I think what we're all learning as part of this combat is that it's often stronger to just pile everything into one super big hit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Except I don't have any big. I don't have any
Not
hits.
always, but sometimes.
I'm just realizing I have no hits. I need to get some taunt so we can.
Yeah, and that creature has no rune, so it skips his turn. It just spawned. Okay. Upkeep. You guys are doing well. I don't think this will take too much longer.
I need to heal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also
so
healing.
you guys can heal. You are no longer nearby bloodied enemies, if that matters.
No, this is the first time I've done this. You automatically heal 1. Is that?
You heal
one
one
from
from
stun.
stun, if it's in stun.
Okay.
Yeah, one
um,
can go up from stun to your bucket.
But you can take those upkeep actions loosely are taken in any order, which means you can heal up to stun using a passive, and then heal that stun.
Mhm. I have no passive healing.
Recover comes from stun. That's what the
Recover is
tech-
yeah. Recover is healing just from stun.
Okay,
Um,
and
That is
then
up to 3.
clean
Yes.
up.
And then this creature is going to, in fact, perform a minor sacrifice to reduce the possession, which means you have control over 1 spiritual rune that it has. It has
Ah, Well,
one
I still
other
go
rune that you do not have control over, so it's going to be fighting you along the way.
I still go before. And my
Can-
possession rune is my void rune.
So you're gonna take control of it.
You want me to just leave you to your
Leave
witchy
this thing.
devices?
I've got
I'll-
this.
Can I order the guard to leave
The
this one
guard,
alone?
yeah, the guard sees you taking control of it and sees like I imagine, Marissa, your character Asdis probably as the skeleton is reforming, you're probably interfering with its reconstruction a bit, and just
Yeah.
I'm hacking the skeleton now
There's just black tendrils coming off of my shroud.
during the
and I'm,
restart. Okay,
messing with it.
the guard is going to move. Is it 4 or 5 hexes? I think it's 5. Okay.
I have a plus. No, it's 4.
It's 5 for it too. It also has fleet of foot.
Oh, why are we the same character? We have the same powers.
I don't think it's as tanky as you.
Can
I
I
hope
also
not.
just move
How am
before
I
the
still?
guard?
Because it teleported, it basically moved 14 hexes away in one spell.
Yeah, with a thing. Can I use my tactician to just go before the guard? 'Cause I'm
Yes.
probably just gonna be moving.
Before the guard, there we go. Okay. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's the super wounded one that's no longer mattering. And this one gets his stuff back and redraws it.
Yeah, of the 3 runes I could have drew, I drew the 2 runes I drew last time, so I still can't turn into a wolf.
I drew
I
my
had
one attacking
drawn-
rune, so I really hope, my one maneuver that's technically an attack, it's a tank attack, it heals me, but it's my one that's an attack.
So far, I've had the exact same hand every turn because I immediately drained.
Yep. Okay.
You don't have a lot of health.
Runar, what do you do?
I'm doing
Oh.
the same thing I did the last time. I'm gonna move forward 3. I will be casting my Thursaw's rune to devour thoughts on the skeleton at range.
Okay.
5 mental damage, going for the hand.
Okay. My phone just turned off, which is the app that lets me manage the runes. So, I think now's a good time to go to break. I can plug my phone in and charge it so I can actually take that damage.
Fair enough.
Cool.
We'll
It's
be
also
back.
about right on time.
It is.
Yeah.
Good phone. We'll be back in just a few minutes with Fate of the Norns Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Bye.
Me.
Wait, what?
Oh, are we waiting? Are we going back?
Oh, my other roll 20 is being stupid. It's got the spinny.
We're
arrows.
unmuted, but I haven't transitioned over to the actual overlay.
Oh. We're doing backgroundy stuff.
Yep.
How do I'm trying to. I have to. Well, it's not quite technical difficulties. I just gotta figure out how to turn my camera off for the new thing because.
Okay, I've
Oh,
switched
we
this
don't-
over since we're talking. We're live.
Click the
Welcome
gear.
back. We're back to us. Hi.
Yes. Hello.
This is the grim reality of playing online games.
Yes.
It's so much technical difficulties.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's a home game, if it's a stream game.
Yeah, it doesn't.
No
It's
matter what, it's just like, well, how do I push the button? And then someone else is like, my button doesn't work, and that's just like half your time.
that's correct. So let me reopen this. What does he have to reduce mental damage by? Oof. I think
Does he
very
have mental
little.
parry 24?
No, he has very little. He has no mental parry whatsoever.
He's got head empty because he's a skeleton. He's got no brain.
Yeah.
No thoughts.
But now here's the thing: if he plays a rune to reduce the mental damage by 1, he still takes.
Has no runes.
He still has no runes because he played a rune to reduce the mental damage by 1, and then he takes 4 damage because. Ow. Yeah. So.
That's such a. I don't think that was an intended mechanical interaction, but that's a really good one.
I think it is if he doesn't have any parry for it. Yeah. But yeah, no, he gets stun locked,
Nice.
losing
gets 7
all of
on
his
that.
runes. You amplified
gets
that to do
7.
it, right?
No.
Really? Oh, just high focus.
Yeah, +3 focus. Because on the
Very nice.
first spell song I cast in a round, I get +1 focus, and I've got my really good ceremonial dagger and some other stuff kicking.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So you're just like strumming your lute with a dagger like a crazy person? I don't understand.
I think like a metal person.
Yeah. It's got a knife on one end and a guitar pick on the other. And
Okay.
It's like a little interchangeable guitar pick holder. When they break, you can swap them out.
Anything else on your turn?
No.
Okay.
No, I had to use everything I had to do that, but I feel it was worth it.
Well, now we know another value of contingency: avoiding mental damage.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh yeah, you can't mental damage something.
Well,
that's
it's
already
a
been played.
separate sec. You can,
Yeah.
but it's a separate section. Contingency is separate from in
Oh.
play. Is separate from in
Mhm.
hand. So you can only target one section. Yeah. So this creature can do nothing this turn. Audun, what do you do?
I'm gonna spend all my runes to just go a trudging.
All right.
That's it. That's all I can go because of my armor.
The guard, in turn, with his 2 runes, which I need to redraw because I forgot I didn't do that for him. Come on. There we go. Will also double move right here.
Don't do that,
Why is he so
guard. You're gonna get.
fast?
I'm gonna microwave the guard then.
You're gonna microwave the area?
Well, because I can lay the 4 like magic pickup spots out in front of me with 1 rune, and then spend another rune to walk through the 4
Run
magic
through
pickup
it.
spots.
Oh,
Oh,
then
and then
the
run,
microwave
walk over to
beam
him.
upkeep.
Do you tell him to stay back?
Yes, I tell him to stay back. As
Okay.
he's like running past somewhere over here. It's like, stay! Wait
Then-
for my
Don't do
signal.
that.
Then he does, in fact, stay back, and with his physical rune, he... Sorry?
Contingency?
No, he draws his longbow for this round instead of any other... Because he hasn't used a weapon yet. He switches to his longbow, and is going to... He has a physical rune, and he has a power attack, so he's going to use his longbow power attack with +2 damage. Longbows can be pretty nasty. Let's see what it does. Lots of piercing.
Doesn't it take a rune to actually draw that weapon, though?
It takes a rune to switch weapons, I think. Does it? Does it take a rune to switch? I think what we decided, we talked about this, was it takes a rune to switch weapons if you haven't already used a weapon in the middle of the round. He hadn't used a weapon this round, I think.
Sure, I'm going to double check that passive, but go ahead.
Yeah, double check that passive, because that passive implies other things. If
It's annoying. There's no actual rule. It's just you got to rely on the passive.
there's one passive about
yeah.
switching weapons that makes it better, that implies that it's not that way otherwise.
I don't like that. I want the hard rule and the change.
Yep.
There we go, quick draw. On your turn, you do not need to play a rune to draw your weapon, nor to switch weapons.
So it's a rune to switch or draw.
Okay,
Yeah.
then he switches to his longbow for his second rune.
Does that imply, like the werewolf form, that we do not have weapons drawn at the beginning of a combat and therefore have to spend the rune?
Only if you're surprised.
Yeah, I'd say
Okay.
if we're surprised, maybe, but...
We surprised them.
So far, you have
we
not
walked
been
up with our
surprised in
swords
any of your
drawn.
things. Yeah, and they already were fighting someone else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But no, generic actions like just say, I spend a rune to do a verb, is a legitimate thing that will be, like, outside of this wheelhouse. And that's one of them. The guard drew his longbow, docks a bow, does not yet fire an arrow. Wisdom?
I would like to Bicken Yggdrasil and make the Cosmic Ash Gateway,
Okay.
which, yeah.
Draw where
See.
you put the Alka.
I'm pulling up the actual rules so I can be right.
Yeah, here. I pulled it up because I wanted to see. An
Yeah.
Alka of 4 hexes that induces the aura condition with +1 intensity and the shroud condition with a +1 intensity.
That's very good for you.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So it's
Wait,
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I walk here or here,
Ow.
going through all of them with my other rune.
Okay.
So every time...
Oh no.
We're me and the guard are
Aura
gonna get a little cooked.
Here's the thing. Aura deals damage every time it increases in condition.
I'm getting so cooked.
You might have possibly killed Audun?
Hold on. Let me see here.
It's a 2 hex 8 radius, right? Like it's within. So you'd hit him
Well, I
there.
just put one in front of me. I could.
The 1 and 2 would hit.
1 and 2 would hit
yeah,
only.
so move it one in front of you, so it's one or
Yeah,
one...
We'll hit
end
some
on it,
once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. This
I
is
would
a.
end on the
I'm
fourth.
gonna just hit one.
So you can hit with the first level of Cosmic Ash radiation.
I believe you take
What
damage
is
equal to
that
half your level.
damage?
And the skeleton then will get hit with 2, which is nice.
Yeah. So you take damage equal to half your level. I think is what it does. So that's.
Yeah.
Let me double check if it's round up or down. And
The skeleton
Armor
takes
doesn't
damage.
apply.
Skeleton
Round up,
takes
armor doesn't
damage equal
apply.
to.
it
his-
says armor doesn't apply. Wow.
Armor PF and defensive actions cannot be applied to reduce the damage.
Cool. So yeah, radiation damage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. This is my void rune power. This is what I'm supposed to do all the time.
Yeah.
So how much? So half level rounded up or down?
Up.
So it's 5.
One.
You take 5 damage then.
Okay. Let me get another rune out. Oh, that's my werewolf rune, you bastard.
I'm sorry. This is my best power.
Yeah, it is. You're dealing level
It's fantastic.
level 3 and 4 aura are the ones that deal damage to the skeleton.
It feels like you're tank that is supposed to be near nobody else ever.
You are less
Yeah,
of a tank and more of a very hard to kill, like, explosion. Yeah, you're a bomb.
Yeah, you're a boss fighter, is what you are. You're meant to take on the big guy, and
Yeah.
while we
Well,
deal
we
with the
handle
ads.
I'll move this. Why is it not working now?
What are you seeing? I just saw literally a blank thing.
Yeah, I'm clicking the stun and it's not pulling out a rune.
Just do the wound or weird. It's from
Do
the same
do
file.
weird or wounded, and then physically move it, and then drag and drop it. Will still
Okay.
work.
And then so I pushed this one down 1, 2, and this one 1, 2, 3. Does that count me as bloodied?
Yep.
You're
You're
Excellent.
welcome.
Oh, you're on the other mat. You're not using the
5
player mat.
rooms,
Okay, I see.
and 3 of them are
Yeah,
underneath
because
that,
I
too.
mean I could do it.
Oh no,
I could
you're
do it
fine.
here
You're
also.
fine. I can just check.
This is fine. It didn't
okay.
work on either one when I tried to put
Then it might be the
to
stun one that's not working. The
Yeah.
stun macro might be misspelled.
But whatever.
Either way, what's your destiny at?
Mine?
5.
5. You have 5 destiny? Then yes, you are bloodied.
Yeah.
Yep, you are
Excellent.
bloodied.
I get extra things when I'm bloodied. One of those is I heal more when I'm bloodied,
Per
so I
round?
will stop being bloodied.
Excellent. Okay.
The skeleton takes 1.5 times its level because it gets hit on 3 for half its level, and it gets hit on 4 for its entire level. So
Yep,
1.5
ignoring
times
armor.
its level in radiation damage.
So that's 5. That's 10. That's 15. Oh, it takes 23 damage.
Why is it 23?
No reason. Because math.
That's beautiful.
Perfect. It's knocked down. It is bloodied. All of its ruins are in death or close to death. With
Sick.
that doom charge.
Which means it has 1 more hit.
Well, I'm out of runes, so someone.
Asdis!
Oh, the guard didn't the guard have a held action?
No, he
No,
just
he
had
knows
to.
his
He
bow.
played a rune to switch weapons, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
That is
whatever. If he
such
gets
a good
up, I'm gonna
ability.
punch him and he's down again.
What do you do?
I'm going to use my Void Rune and 1 other rune to amplify it so that it will take an unintentional 8 spiritual damage and finally put it up to the level of position where it can't do anything about that.
But I'm also going to see if you kill it.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that.
You could possess it to death.
If I cannot kill it, we can have a
How much
skeleton.
spiritual damage?
8.
And you already possessed it before, right? For another.
Yeah,
for...
it's
I
possessed
had
for
2
2 per-
possession, and I just put another 2 possession on it.
Okay.
That's 37 damage in 1 round.
In 2 rounds. But yes. Okay.
No,
Oh,
starting with
that you
me.
guys did. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys are monsters. Cool. Unfortunately,
Shroud 4. It can't
it
hit me if
dies.
It wants to.
No!
I know
No.
it's not powerful enough to take enough damage to withstand your possession. It cannot hold your will, and it collapses.
Okay, you said there were villagers here, right?
They will also probably die if you try to possess them.
That's the problem with your
Possess the
possession of.
guard. Possess the guard.
That's the problem.
The guard
with
is
your
fairly
possession
tanky.
ability.
You
That's
could
the
possess.
problem with.
2 other possession runes that don't deal damage. I just haven't
Oh.
thrown them.
Oh, okay. You have a non-lethal possession you can do. All right, I was thinking like, how can you possess anyone if it involves racking their soul to the point that they explode?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I looked disappointedly at the poor skeleton.
Smoking
pile of ash, and I'm like, well,
bones.
that was disappointing, and moved more towards the rest of the fight.
Okay. And I think that brings us to the end of the round and the beginning of what is very likely the last round.
Well, don't I nuke on upkeep too?
You
Yeah.
do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wow.
Or nukes on upkeep.
All right. Then you
Takes
kill
its
it.
Level...
Yeah.
Oh, is it max intensity now?
Yeah,
It
max
takes
intensity.
yeah, and even if it was able to heal first, I'll double check. I don't think it could take that because it takes.
You're gonna kill me.
No. Oh, right. The range is doubled.
Range is doubled.
If you had moved here,
Wait, I can rearrange my upkeep, right?
He moves on upkeep too.
oh, he
I
can
move
move
on
on
upkeep.
upkeep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
Move
can.
skirt around the skeleton so I don't
Thank
nuke
God.
my friends.
Okay.
So do you clean up before you draw new runes?
You are supposed to clean up at the end of the round, and then draw new runes, and then upkeep.
Ah, damn it! All right, so I don't even get my werewolf rune.
yeah.
But yeah, no, this thing. I'm checking. I'm gonna double check its heals, but it definitely goes down.
And then I actually have a question about the blood drinker passive.
Okay.
Because it says during upkeep, heal +2 and an additional +4 if adjacent to a bloodied combatant. Do I count as a bloodied combatant?
You're
You're not
to
adjacent to yourself, so no. Because there's another one that's heal extra if bloodied. If you are bloodied,
There's another one that's heal extra if you are bloodied.
I think so.
Yeah, there's heal extra if you're bloody, and there's heal extra if someone else is bloodied, and they're separate.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn. But for this, the skeleton collapses due to the aura, and then rises up again with no runes because upkeep is after it draws runes.
Oh God! So I have to draw. Draw runes.
Oh,
I'm gonna sit back there.
I got this. Fine.
So these, and then from stun goes back into my essence, right?
Yes, one stun,
Okay.
like one stun goes back into your essence automatically per turn.
Okay. So I'm no longer bloodied technically, but I'm very close to it,
Okay.
which is a shame because I get more movement and more damage if I'm bloodied.
Can you choose not to use a passive? I don't know that.
I believe you can pretty much always choose not to use a passive.
most of them say may.
Most of them say may. Some of them are just like your stat increases, in which case that's what it is. So double check the
My
wording.
healing one says during upkeep heal +2 and additional +4. I don't. It doesn't
That's
say a
probably
may.
just happens then.
Yeah. And that's the only thing that will let me keep all my other bloodied stuff.
But like my rune ones that have upkeep passives, I may do. Like the rune ones are may most of the time.
Yep. Runar, if we are ready to move forward,
Mhm.
what do you do?
I am going to begin playing the Melody of Discord to sunder the mind of the skeleton.
Ooh. Okay.
Nice.
So that will base deal 3 mental damage and ignore 2 mental defense.
And you are using a range tag to reach him? Or
I'm
moving?
using a range tag to reach him, and I'm stacking my spiritual to amplify.
Nice. Okay.
So,
How much damage?
what's amplify do again? Is that double?
Doubles the
It
numbers.
doubles.
Doubles
the
after
numbers.
focus.
It doubles after,
After
focus.
focus.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that would be 10.
Nice.
Okay. Cool.
Is he dead?
No. But he's
Yeah,
bloodied.
The other baby
Oh.
one took 24, I think, before it died.
Well, it'll always be in multiples of 5 unless there's rain involved. So it's
So it's probably 20.
No, it's only got runes in one source, right? Like in one
I
doesn't
did
have any in
12
its
and
hand
then
or
8,
anything.
so I did
It
2
has
good
nothing.
and died
Well,
last.
yeah. From it has nothing in its hand because it spawned after the weird.
Right. So it can only come from essence.
Yep. Okay. Anything else on your turn?
Nope.
It can do nothing.
That's me.
Howdoon.
I will spend a rune to draw my short bow and see if I can do anything to it now that it's weaker.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter what rune. So I'm going to shoot it with my short bow, which is 1 damage, 2 pierce, I think. Yes, 1 damage, 2 pierce.
Okay. Your arrow breaks against its armor despite its pierce value, because these creatures, while weaker, are still wearing the same armor.
I spend my void rune to flip it off as I stand there. No, I'm just gonna.
Perfect.
I'll keep my void rune in hand just in case. But I'm sitting there with a guard going like, "Could you believe? Can you believe what this shit is?"
That was with your short bow?
Yeah.
Perfect. He looks at you and says, "What kind of puny bow is that?" He raises his longbow, which is like as big as he is. And he says, "This is the kind of bow you need."
I turn into a giant wolf. I don't really need a bow. I just haven't drawn the right power.
Yeah, he's like, "You turn into a wolf? Let's see it then." No, he doesn't say that. he does not say that. But
I'm sorry, this doesn't usually happen to me. I don't seem to be able to perform right now.
he is going to
The pressure's too much. I'm sorry.
shoot an
Can't do it
arrow.
while you're looking.
He shoots an arrow at the skeleton. It pierces the armor partially, dealing 2 damage. And then he shoots it again because, yeah, why not? The skeleton is barely moving, struggling to get up, shattered bones everywhere, but it's not dead. Wisdom, how do you finish it off? Hopefully, it's very well
Do I
armored.
even
So
have a power?
it's still well
I don't-
armored.
Pulse.
I mean, you're gonna kill it at the end of this round, no matter what.
Yeah.
No, it pulses on upkeep, unless you, so it wouldn't. The aura wouldn't pulse on your turn. It pulses on upkeep. Oh, at the end of this round, I misheard you. I thought you ended your turn.
Yeah,
That's correct.
I'm gonna hold on to my runes because all of my I didn't draw my one attacking rune. I could purge vulnerability, but all that will do is hurt my own conditions, which are Shroud and Aura.
Okay.
They make more
Asdis,
cosmic ash.
do you finish this creature off?
Unless I can move way faster than I think I can. I was not expecting to actually. Oh wow, I can actually get there and do a thing in time. However, then I would be in aura range.
Yeah. Here's the aura. Here's the microwave.
If
can't
combat
do anything.
ends before aura, if combat ends before the beginning of next round, you won't take damage. So just get in there and finish it off.
Still a wise idea, maybe not to. I'm going to, move up to these guys and start a conversation.
So,
We're just
how's
we're just
archering?
I just put my
Just
hand
like-
out and be like, whoa, just watch. Just watch.
The slight hum as it's the hum as freaking Indigo just goes just spinning around.
Oh, it's I'm tracing a slow looming circle around the skeleton, waiting for because all of my runes, all of my powers are like parry and strike back.
Yeah.
That is my knightly sword technique. Is I have the big sword out in front of me, and I'm tracing a lulling circle, waiting for it to strike, and then I parry and slash. That's what I've been taught.
So
to
how
do.
does your aura kill it? Is this does it get bone cancer exceptionally quickly and just collapse due to a series of growths, or is it a different kind of radiation?
Right, it's the edges of my cloud of ash because I'm also shrouded in one of the
True,
ash.
shroud and aura.
Yeah, so it's the edges of the ash that are chipping it away and as it circle around it, and then it just
starts smoking or something, something about the ash. It doesn't work with it, and it starts disintegrating as it interacts with it. That's great.
Yeah.
And the
But
final skeleton
basically,
falls.
I am half in space, and I bring it half in space with me, because the Yggdrasil is basically space. If we're going to extend the metaphor of what the distance between planets now and the distance between planets in the Norse mythology, Yggdrasil is space. It's basically I am in space half the time, and it is also getting space damaged.
Yeah, it's if you step inside the cloud with you, it's just stars amongst the clouds
It's stars
of
and
ash.
the giant sun that's dealing the damage.
Yeah.
And then it
My
falls
shroud's a
apart.
pillar of darkness. Yours is really cosmic.
Okay. Combat ends.
Yep.
The guard
Okay.
lowers his longbow, breathing heavily. Thank you for that. I did not expect to survive this horror. Again, buildings are not on fire. There are not people's corpses there. You're the people that King Eric Bloodaxe sent out to find the murderer, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I guess your search... I'm fortunate, and I thank the gods your search brought me here.
Speaking of which,
Would you like to thank them in person?
Is that a
Um,
threat?
Come with us.
No.
No, we're going to see one.
We're going
The
to see the
mountain
one
god.
at the top of the mountain.
yeah, the mountain
Because,
god.
you know, this is
Skeletons.
they're doing.
I
He
poked
look-
the pile of skeleton with my sword.
He looks back towards the house he was defending and says, "Are you all okay?" And slowly, very scared, a number of people, probably about a dozen men, women, and children, creep out of the house and look at the skeletons and bones that are there. I'm going to go check on them first. If you would wait 5 minutes, that's the Vater is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sent this.
And we're going to ask it to take them away. Hopefully.
That
See
is
what it needs.
honorable, but first I must tell the king what has happened here. Then he can send reinforcements, or
There's like
something.
7 more of these dudes. There's no
Well,
more
what?
time.
There's
Yeah.
we saw one earlier looking for what was his name again? Eagle, and we did was it Arseeth Kona or did Wisdom do it?
The omens say.
The
I did.
omens say there is more. There's about 6 more. Right, 'cause there was 9?
7. There were
7?
10.
There were 10? I thought there was 9.
how do you know of this?
Omens.
Omens.
You have cards in your ears? Omens.
We read the signs.
I see.
They were exceptionally clear.
If there are more of them out here, we
Stop them.
need to do what we can
Or-
to protect these people.
Yes. Mountain God. Stop the skeletons.
But if there are more creatures out there, then they can come and attack the people while we're
Yeah, We
gone.
need to stop them before they do that.
Send the people back to the city. Have them.
If it's too dangerous for me to go back, how is it safe for them?
How many
Send
people
the-
are here?
Too dangerous.
About a
for
dozen,
you.
but and there are like men, women, and children, families. None of
I
them
point
look
to the
armed
battle axes
or
on the floor from the skeletons. Like you and you, battle axes.
You could go out on the boats
Now,
for a little
one
bit.
thing to be, it is a gray area in this case. If you're fighting a human and you kill a human, it is a grave crime, horrible thing to take their possessions after they're dead.
Mm,
But this is a skeleton creature, so
Yeah.
It's undead, so
yeah, exactly.
it's a skeleton creature.
It has no soul, therefore it can't own anything.
I don't know about the no soul bit.
Also, Wisdom doesn't care.
That's
It's
fair.
not. This is not my culture. I don't care about
Yeah,
that.
and I think
The
because you're
swords,
the
you
one
clean
saying
the
that,
field.
I don't think anyone immediately moves, and I think the guard says, "No, I think I'm going to stay here. If you would like
Coward.
to push him further to come with you, you may attempt to do something, verbally manipulate, intimidate, or something.
I mean, we could because are there boats on the shore here too, or
Just
are there no boats there?
just the
Just
one,
ours?
just yours right now.
Well, we can give them our boat. We don't need
Yeah.
that one anymore. It's like you can
If
take
you-
the boat back
There's-
if you.
There's like a dozen people
There's a
here.
dozen people. It will not hold all of them. It will hold probably
Stick the women and children in.
Slightly
Yeah,
more
put
than
the-
half.
Put the old people on the boat. Have them row around. All of the people that are fighting Norsemen up here. Take
all
the
true
battle axes
honorable
from the
Vikingers.
True audible
Mhm.
Norsemen. You take the
Vikingers.
axes and you walk through the woods and you go back to the cheese curd tent and you wait.
I mean, based on Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a Vikinger is actually the term. One who yeah.
One who Vikings.
One who Vikings. Either way. Okay, so you're just commanding them to do that?
Do we have to convince them?
That's what I'm doing.
'Kay.
I am just shouting. This is silly to me. Take the axes and go. We're gonna stop the We're gonna stop the skeletons. What are you putzing around for?
Then we're gonna make a skill check. I think
I
this
don't have the skill.
that can still work, and I do think, looking at this, I think this is... I could see either Intimidate or... Let me double check. Whereas, yeah, verbal manipulation. Talk someone to do... Yeah, I think this is verbal manipulation. And I think this might be spiritual, because you're not trying to convince them as to why it's a good idea for them. You're just, like, ordering them. You're just impressing upon them with force of personality.
You go first.
Oh, no, please go. I have nothing.
Oh.
I'm done.
I had a question about after combat, do we heal?
You are healed to full after combat except for drain.
Okay, I have no drain, so that is good.
Wait,
Drain.
even stuff in death heals after combat?
Yep.
It's just stupid drain.
See, there's some parts of this game I really like, and this is one of them. The combat being isolated, breakout combat like this is great. Like, it's where it's like you fight, you worry about your wounds. Now we don't worry about it. We're in a different part of the game.
Yeah. So Indigo, can you
Yeah, weird some runes. What
Draw
color am I
that
looking for?
spiritual.
Yeah. Now the difficulty here is going to be against the. This is actually going to be something. I might modify this because the guard. I think the guard has a rank and sense motive, and it specifically says that will affect verbal manipulation.
Yeah, you can try to shut it down.
Well, is our
He does.
motive negative towards them at this point?
Not specifically harmful, but it seems that. But he is still suspicious.
Wisdom's. If
Well-
he's sensing motive, Wisdom's being
Not that you're lying.
genuine.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think that would affect
Yeah,
things.
he would sense
Okay.
that I want this thing done. It's like this is.
I think the
tedious
difficulty
nonsense.
here will
Do
just
it.
be 1. You guys did just save them.
Yeah,
So, yeah, difficulty 1. You just need 1 spiritual rune.
I got a green.
That's green. That's spiritual.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think after some hesitation, the guard agrees with you and repeats your orders verbatim to them, to the crowd and the small crowd. And they nod and follow along. So, women, children onto the boat, and the men, are they coming with you, or are they going...
Oh, they're walking through the woods.
They're walking
We
to
don't
they're walking to
we
town.
don't need all of the peasants
Yeah.
to come with us.
No.
Yeah, they would be more in the way. Okay. Yeah, that's what they do. They arm themselves as best they can with the pieces
Yeah.
of armor, which are mostly destroyed, but they definitely
Battle
have the
axes are
weapons.
for confidence mostly. I don't even expect them to
Yeah.
use them. It's just that you have the confidence to walk through the woods when you're carrying an axe.
Yeah, and these axes look like they are quite old, but they're still obviously usable, so they
Yeah,
take them. The creatures...
Also, axes don't take a lot of skill to use. It's
You
chop.
chop.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
all you do
muscle.
is chop.
Yep.
I'm sure these guys are used to chopping wood. It's like the same thing.
You've
Yeah.
all seen an axe. They go.
I think some of them whistle loudly, and you see a few, like, it takes a few minutes, but some hunting dogs that must have fled into the woods earlier come running back and are also accompanying them, so they might be a bit safer.
My people.
And they thank you for saving them and for everything you're doing, and we will deliver the good news to King Bloodaxe. King Eric, I think, is actually what they call him. I think Bloodaxe is more of his title. To King Eric. And tell him that you are handling this situation. There will be glory for you if you return alive.
Well, there's no glory if we turn dead. So
There is, just not on earth, in heavens. Either way, glory awaits you. And, you wanted the guard to come with you, right? Just not the others?
No, I think we set the guard.
Guards with
Two,
them
right?
too?
yeah, I want the guard to go. I suggested the guard come up with us just in case. Not that
Just in case you need to sacrifice him?
this is a player level call for the guard. Wiseham does not want to sacrifice the guard. I don't want to be me as a person, a player, do not want to sacrifice my character if it comes down
So
to it.
we're bringing the guard, and if it comes down to it, we're gonna say, listen, man, you said there's glory in this, all right? We're gonna sacrifice you. That's glory for you in the afterlife. Let's do it.
It is actually seen as that. It is seen as glory.
Wisdom
We could totally do that.
Yeah, Wisdom will be very upset if we sacrifice the guard. We will not be a happy,
But
strong man.
what if the guard consents to being sacrificed?
Like, still, no, because according to the Christian tradition, that is just as bad, if not worse, if you agree to end your life. Like, it's
a whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's a different cultural thing.
But
so
is he coming with you now, though, and you'll figure out later?
Yeah, that was the suggestion. It's like more sword. He's proven himself in battle against skeletons.
Yeah. So
Another sword hand, always
he said, "Yeah, anything I can do to help, I will. But first, we don't have time. Never mind. Should I not survive any coming battles, I would ask you to bury me and my kinsmen together. Actually, not bury. Viking funeral them. Oh,
Can you point them out?
he doesn't need to. They're on the ground. They're the 3 slain Kingsguards. Yeah.
It's either pyre or burial. 'Cause
Yeah,
it says
or deliver him to the king if you can, and deliver their bodies to the king, and he will handle it. And
I do have a goat in the cart somewhere.
It's on the side of the island.
Side of the island.
It is the other side of the island now.
Yeah.
I need that goat back.
Okay.
If we fix this problem, that's our first stop. Getting my goat.
It's a small island. We pick up the goat, of course.
Yeah. So
we can even go get the longship and then swing by on the longship to
pick up the goat because it's right near the shore.
Yeah.
That goat and I have been through so many things.
Yep. Perfect. And you guys start trudging up the snows and mountain to reach the shrine.
Yeah.
I don't think there is, but allow me to double check if there's anything.
Is there not a shrine map?
Oh, there is. I'm seeing if there's anything any difficulty in specifically reaching
getting
the shrine.
to it. Yeah. Hi ho,
As
to the Vader we go.
Begin getting closer to the shrine, I am going to use my Touch the Essence out of combat ability, detect the presence and type of any runic traps that are within your line of sight.
Okay.
As I have Drain, I'm also curious in how long this is taking because
It's
about half an hour,
like
20 minutes.
Yeah, we were told half hour, 20-minute walk from the village.
Yep, unfortunately.
Well, wait, how long was the boat ride?
Oh, the boat ride was probably
Assuming at
another
least
20
another half
minutes because I
hour.
assume it's faster. So yeah, you can heal one drain
The
if you
drain
had
was
it
from the fight we just
before.
did. Yeah.
Not drain from the fight you just did, but if you had
did
drain
have
before.
from before. You did have
No,
drain.
those
No,
were-
we slept.
it just
We
healed.
took-
Yeah,
we waited for
we
that
took a
drain.
fish
you had a
nap.
short rest.
Yeah. A fish nap. We slept with the fishes, but not in the bad way.
No,
Yes.
it's just like in the fish room.
Yep.
Let me see. I'm just looking at my out of combat abilities to see if I can be helpful here as
I
we're
can
walking.
see if a big bad
Okay.
thing is coming, but that's about it.
Okay.
I have a split second of knowing if a bad thing is coming.
I can generate bridges if it comes up. I
You do
can
not.
generate
Okay.
bridges if needed.
The snowstorm is fierce during the middle of the night that it is now. Well, night is relevant given that or relative given that everything's always dark. I imagine some of you are holding torches.
Yeah, I have a torch.
And climbing the mountainside. You sense no runic traps, but the closer you approach to the top of this, you get the distinct feeling that you are being watched, all of you.
Is someone plotting against us right now?
You have a passive that tells you that?
You sense when someone is plotting against you. You get an omen that you must discern.
No, someone is not
Okay.
plotting against you, but you do get that feeling.
The Vader is not plotting against us, just watching us.
What is
Yes.
your power of anti-backstab?
Yeah, that's for my bear's posture. I also know, what's the other one? You have an innate sense of danger that gives you a split second of reaction time before an imminent threat. That's my cleansing block.
Oh, I also have cleansing block.
useful. No surprise attacks there.
Nope.
Perfect. When you arrive at the summit, you see a mound of stones carved out for a sacred pyre. Next to it is an ancient ash tree that somehow, despite the dead sun and cold winter, still lives and grows leaves. You see a noose hanging on its and it does not have leaves, but it does live. More of a White Tree of Gondor situation. A noose hangs on its leafless branches.
Oh, is this that tree? Or is this an homage to
This is not that tree. This is an homage to that tree.
I'm pretty sure
that tree is
was
literally
Yggdrasil.
Yggdrasil.
I was thinking, like, no, this is an homage to it, because it was actually Yggdrasil that Odin hung himself from
Yeah.
to gain magic.
Correct.
Wizard powers.
That's how runic magic was discovered.
Jesus.
Yeah.
No.
Dark.
Yeah, no.
He hung
Odin
himself for like 9 days?
Something ridiculous. He hung himself on the tree to gain magic. He sacrificed his eye for knowledge. Like, Odin
Weird
is not...
guy.
Odin is very...
But Odin's not even like a fighty dude. He's like, I know everything. I can do all of the
Yeah.
magic.
Odin can fight, but he is not a fighter.
He is prepared.
Yeah.
And he's really into auto runic asphyxiation. Like, just.
So, you arrive at the mountain shrine. We have a map. We do not have people at the map. I actually don't know why these are there. That is a lot of creatures that the adventure doesn't have.
People.
So I will get rid of them, and I will put you guys there.
That's a lot of blood for...
I assume these bodies aren't here also.
That's correct. The bodies are not there.
For a shrine that never...
happen.
Yeah.
I'll
But they're really gonna kill 4 people?
They kill a lot of people during Blots, I think. At least
God.
my only thing that I know about Blots is Crusader Kings 2. You can, like, if you're a Norse person, you could do a Blot, and it's always, like, multiple people screaming.
Well, why do you think all of these little steadings are abandoned? They've been sacrificing all these people in this pit.
Yeah, let's hope this only happens every generation or so. Otherwise, this place is so depopulated.
Every year, 4 people.
So, you arrive at the top of this summit, the summit of the mountain, with the shrine. Though you still get the strong sense you are being watched, you do not see any movement outside of the flurry of snows and wind. So, what is your plan? Asks the guard.
I thought there was a god here.
There is, but he watches us, I suspect, the Vater. He waits.
From a tree? It's like a bat?
It does
Don't
not
worry
take physical form.
How are we supposed to...
Don't you worship
He's
a
from
god that does not
Wessex.
take a
I'm
physical form?
I'm from Wessex. Our god does take a physical form. It's not here right now.
Isn't it like this thingy? That's what that's the what do you call it? The cross?
Yes. The cross.
That is a strange form for
Our
a god.
god in a physical form has left and will come back. But
Why do
I'm
you worship a
assuming
god
because
that's... Never mind, we do that too.
otherwise the same
Never
thing.
mind. Oops.
Where did he go, your god?
The big house? I don't know. I'm not a priest.
We have many tales from the lands of Asgard and the other realms.
Yeah,
You
but
have no tales?
I don't speak Latin.
It is a very hard language.
I see. What is your
Anglican,
anyways? What is your plan here to satisfy this god?
Ask the Vater what it wants was what
yeah.
we're not magical people, me and Wisdom. I was hoping our more magically inclined
Yeah,
peoples would know.
this was a wizard's job. We are here to be...
We fight the skeletons, they fight the
You are on-
misunderstandings.
You are on team fight the skeletons. If it comes down to it, just so we're all on the same page.
So he looks to Runar and Asdis. Do you guys want to figure out what to do?
Got any ideas, Death Witch?
I don't
If the
think
Vader
I'm
lives here,
going
now is a good
there.
place to put a scorn pole up.
Ooh!
Yes,
This is where we can
Scorn
scorn it. I left the horse heads by the goat.
I
Well, we
was
could've
actually
gone-
being slightly facetious. While
Actually,
the
I
effect
kept
of
one
it
of
would
them with
work,
me.
that would definitely insult.
Piss it off.
If you wanted to do that, you could. But that's
We
definitely...
could. After we putz around and talk for a bit, Isaac goes, we could do one of those evil poles.
No, that
This
is
is
not.
his house.
That's
If this is his house,
That
could
is
put
the
the
worst
pole in the-
idea.
Hole in the front. It's a big cosmic door knocker, right?
That is probably the worst idea you've ever had.
I start looking for a corpse of some kind to put on the big stick.
You do, in
I
fact, see
Actually
the...
kept a horse head with me.
You kept a
Yeah,
what?
I'll-
Oh, you made
Yeah,
a scorn pole
I
from
was
the
playing-
first skeleton, right, to hold
I was
it.
messing with Eggle with it, so I guess I have it on me still.
Okay.
As they're arguing about that, I'm just gonna step out before anything horrible happens.
I turned to the Death
Um,
Witch. Let's do it. Let's
No,
ring the
please
doorbell.
don't.
No,
Please
I'm
don't
gonna
scorn it.
yell out, Vater, we have come seeking audience with you. We know that the dwellers of the island have transgressed your laws. We seek to make amends.
The wind ceases, and everything is suddenly very calm. You hear a whisper coming from everywhere around you. Speak.
Spooky.
We would ask what actions we can take to belay your anger.
Blood was spilled tonight.
Right.
Oh, you can't hear it?
It's
You cut out a
it
little
cuts
bit.
in and out.
Okay. He whispers the words then. Blood was spilled tonight in rage and fury. This is the night that honors me. All blood spilled tonight should honor me. So I have taken measures to ensure that it does. If you wish to make amends, I require sacrifice to prove your faith, your respect. And the winds blow snow that circles around the tree and noose.
Did it specify how much sacrifice?
It did not.
It
but-
just did. It blew the noose around.
Yeah.
Probably one. So does that mean your rage is only for today, like the night, or is it going to last until you are satiated?
This night is mine, unless I am further provoked.
Mm.
Put the skull back on belt.
You put the horse head back. I
You can
mean,
put it in his bed later.
Can we negotiate?
Listen, if you wish to negotiate, be my guest. This is not probably the best time for a foreigner to intercede.
it would be
But-
like an ant negotiating with the lion.
Do you just require blood? Because we can, give a bit.
Life given, taken in my honor, willingly.
I'm gonna start again.
Well, that
It is-
doesn't seem very glorious. That seems like you just
Hmm. Now, who here would like to sacrifice themselves for the greater good?
I'm pretty sure everyone's silent. The guard's certainly silent.
looking around. It's
I
like,
just nudge the guard on his shoulder, like.
Yeah. No.
We
He's
do
like,
not
"No."
live here, and are we gonna try to
Not
convince the
our
guard to let us do it?
So the guard says, like, normally it is just a thrall or some similar faithful servant who is sacrificed here.
Are
You
you
could-
not a faithful servant?
I just arrived here as well. I'm a guard of the
This
king,
threatens
not of
your
the
king.
Jarl.
You are guarding your
You had
king.
every expectation that you were about to die.
Wait,
and
wait,
you
Oh.
I'm here to fucking kill him.
So,
Okay, you can
no
make a...
life need be lost. We simply need to find a price we both can agree on.
The
These
price
are the laws
was
of
given.
business.
This is the only
I
way.
mean, I do have negotiation, but I don't know if that's gonna work
Tradition.
on.
Do you want to try... You may
Now,
try to
traditionally-
negotiate with the Vatir.
It's
Now, to
easier to negotiate with probably Wisdom and the guard than it is with the Vader.
Traditionally, gods do accept coinage. As
Well, here's the
Not
thing, though.
nowhere.
Negotiation.
I'm broke.
Negotiation is difficulty +0. It doesn't specify, like, is there a stat block for gods that says negotiation is harder? 'Cause there's like no modifier on the description.
There's no specific modifier, basically. It doesn't have a minimum difficulty, is what I think that means.
Okay.
But I do know how difficult this will be. I think in this case, because you don't know what he will and won't accept yet, I won't tell you what it is.
Fair enough.
But you may, in fact, try to negotiate with the god.
Well, a success results in a 25% reduction in price for the dweller, so we only have to kill him 75% of the way.
That's fine. No, we can do 75.
As long as you have enough medical equipment to recover him the rest of the way.
I mean, I have magic runes that recover
That's
my
true.
health. I can kill myself 75% of the way and still be kosher.
Runar, do you wish to try to negotiate with this
No,
god?
I'm going to turn to the guard and belabor my point that he is a servant of the king, and this thing is a direct threat to his king, and he should be willing to lay down his life.
Wait,
Okay.
He was willing to lay down his life for those villagers. He
Now, if we
expected
cut
to
down
die
the
before we
tree-
showed up.
No, that is a horrible idea. I'm just gonna stand right here next to Wisdom. Just
So,
in case.
Runar, I think you will be giving... Wisdom, are you interfering with... I think you are interfering? Okay.
Yes, I am interfering.
So, then the difficulty to convince this guy to give up his life...
No, Wisdom's not interfering. He suddenly loses his train of thought.
Oh, you're using your ability?
Yep.
Wait, hold on. I have an ability that might
Oh, no.
just do something also.
Oh, no.
Let's see here. Oh no, damn it. I was gonna try and knock you out, but headbutt only works if you're a lower level.
Okay. Well, in that case, it is a difficulty 3, verbal manipulation.
Difficulty 3?
Yes.
to convince the guard to kill himself.
Yes. It would have been 4 if Wisdom was interfering.
But you stopped that, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And what runes does he need to draw?
Mental. In this case, you're giving him specific logical reasons why it makes sense for him to, so this is mental.
Oh, I'm fucked. I only have 1 mental rune. This isn't.
Well,
possible.
don't you have one in?
You can
manipulation.
trade 2 runes of the same color in for another rune of another color. So if you draw a mental and a spiritual, you can trade your void spiritual and your other spiritual in for another mental. And then you still need a rank in verbal manipulation.
Mm. Okay, so it's barely possible. All right, well.
Ooh.
Hang on
Physicals.
a second. That's the same thing I drew the last time. Just hang on. 1 second.
It does auto shuffle. The macros should auto shuffle every time. But you can test it.
Yep, okay.
Okay. So I think the guard says, no. He steps back a bit. I'm not going up there. I was prepared to give my life defending people. Quickly, in battle, gloriously. But that... The only glory... there is... I see no glory in torture.
Is the guy lower level than me?
What level are you?
9.
9? He is not a lower level than you.
Damn.
But do you want to
You
fight
are
him?
not dying in battle.
Oh.
Battle? Let's make this a battle.
Is that a thing?
I don't know, because I mean, worst case we could just wait it out as long as we don't do anything else to piss him
Yeah,
off.
he's backing up. He's like suspicious of you guys trying about you doing the very thing you're also considering doing.
I don't know.
Reminds me-
If he's that shitty about it, I don't know if I would fight to kill him over it.
No,
Hmm.
we could just wait it out.
I mean,
Let's throw
That-
some omens, see what'll happen.
I'm going back to town, he says. I don't trust you wanting me to die. It would be
Well, it
honorable
would-
for any of you as well, just as much as me.
That is true. We just thought you would want first pick.
He turns around, cloak brushing the snow, and starts walking downhill.
Well, I do have a plan. He's not gonna like it.
What is
God
your
will not.
plan? Oh, don't do anything to piss it off.
Well, fine.
The wind whispers again.
Could
And
we
it,
try again for the 75% life? That was a good plan. Most of the life.
mean,
you have not
I-
tried to negotiate with him, so you may.
yeah, I do have a leg up there because verbal manipulation synergizes with negotiation. So technically, I have 2 successes off the bat.
Depends on how hard it would be. It'd probably be harder than 3.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the difficult, like, because I know in D&D, like, the difficulty scale is, like, DC whatever is, like, equal to this. Is there a scale like that for this?
Not a good one. I am mostly judging it myself. I
DC
think-
verbal manipulation. Yeah, it doesn't give, like, a table, because it'll, like, even tracking gives a table that says, like, difficulty 5 is a flying creature to track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Verbal
Um,
manipulation is more fiat because it's situational as hell.
but I
Yeah.
will not tell you what the difficulty is for this until you try it.
So I think the answer is just start spilling blood into the pit and then negotiate while the blood is being spilled that surely that is enough.
I mean, you could try and make the argument like, yeah, you've killed a lot of people today in your name. If we could just give you some extra blood from ourselves willingly, and then that might work.
Yeah.
Because I can do the cut by hand and bleed into the pit, and then we negotiate while I bleed out to make it 75%.
Thing is, negotiation is mental. So I'm at a severe disadvantage there.
You have the bonus base, but yeah.
How many mental runes do you have?
1.
Do I have more mental runes? I might.
Well, you're only drawing 1 too, so that's the issue.
Yeah,
I've
that's
got
my
one mental
realm.
rune, and my void rune is mental, but I've got nothing in those skills.
Yeah,
I have 2
Hmm.
mental runes. Wait,
I
mental
have-
blue.
yeah, mental's blue.
I have 3 mental runes, actually.
But you're drawing 1 of 7.
This might be the play, though, because I could keep bleeding and keep arguing that that's enough blood.
You bleed.
But I can only play 1, so I don't have the base to help.
So
You-
other than that, unless someone has a spell-like ability that would help out here, I do have the ability to augment that outside of combat. Just throwing that out there just in case that helps.
I don't know. I mean, we could try and find a villager, possess them into wanting to do it.
We can shoot the guard in the back, but I mean, that's about as honorable as possessing a villager.
Yeah.
Unless
leave
one of
it
us
to
wants
you.
to do it. We could try
The-
to negotiate and then go from there.
The
but-
winds whisper once again. I grow impatient. Speak or leave.
We could do the original thing of point them towards the king.
Yeah, now that the guard's gone,
Yeah.
we could point them to who spilled blood.
It was the
Yeah,
king
but
that
It was
moved
not
the
the
blood.
king who spilled the blood.
It wasn't the king technically, but he was going to do it first. Or his wife was.
His presence was the thing that disrupted this wonderfully honorable
Yeah.
ceremony.
That might be a different verbal manipulation That might be easier to direct the wrath rather than try to stop the wrath.
I'm
We need to
letting
come
you
up with
guys
a-
decide.
Yeah, go with the original plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Direct.
But who's going to
We
do
need
the
to find
arguing?
a way to frame it though, because I want to try to frame it in
Spiritual
I
way.
want to couch it in the religion, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
You're talking to a demigod, so
Yeah. So yeah, I'll launch into a tirade about yeah, basically that it was Bloodaxe and his
Dark Witch.
his dark
No
witch that
offense.
brought
I've got a spell that makes me look like someone else. No.
yeah, that
You have a white witch spell.
yeah,
Okay.
they marred the honor of this day and attempted to poison someone for their own gain. You know. And that's why people died.
Okay. Then let's see a verbal manipulation with spiritual runes. The difficulty here will be 3.
Okay. So I just need to draw 1. Go. 4.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, you're on the other one, I think.
Yep. So there is a pause. And then you whisper, or I think he says, the winds whisper, you speak truly. Then I shall have my blood through those who dishonored me. And you feel the presence of the Vatir leave to go elsewhere.
Oh shit. We should get to the longboat. Let's
Okay.
go.
Go,
In
go,
the chaos, we grab our boat and leave.
Yep.
Yes. Now it's time to run down the mountain.
Question though, like if the Vader's like now pissed off, is the storm worse?
The storm itself is not worse. It is still quite bad, but I think what happens is it gets worse the closer you get to the north end of the island. So
We just need to get our longboat out of that harbor. We could go if we go
Yeah,
back to the.
you're
are we
heading
on the
back there.
map again.
you are.
Yeah,
I've moved you back to the map. It's about an
just hurry
hour
here.
to get there. Yeah.
If I turn into a wolf that is horse-sized outside of combat, can I carry people on my back?
Because there's so many of us, I'm not
I
sure
would
whether
say
or not
one
it's
person.
faster, but
Okay.
you could probably get there ahead of time. Can you sail the boat by yourself quickly?
Can I sail the boat by myself?
No.
Not this kind of boat. If it was a smaller one, yes.
Yeah, you cannot sail a longer
You could
ship.
get your goat early. You could run ahead to get your goat.
Yes, grab the cart.
Well, because all we really need to do is go from here to pick up Aegle, and then pick up my goat, and then we're gone.
Yeah, basically.
Or we could just hide out here for the day to end. Hopefully the storm will clear, and then we're
Yeah.
out.
True.
Maybe run to go catch Eggle to make sure that he doesn't run because we're.
I think he
Well,
said he'd
there's
wait.
no
Well, you don't
boats.
have a boat
There's
anymore,
no
remember?
No,
boats.
he said he'd wait for the night, and then at that
The
point he was
boat
gone.
that you guys were used to take across to the island, though, it was taken by villagers. So
Yeah,
But there were 2 boats, weren't there?
there was more.
there was
boats
one up
at
there.
the
That's true.
village.
That would be about, I think, about 2 hours then. If it was 1 hour to get down, maybe an hour and a half because it's flatter land on that side. But you do run faster, so it's up to you if you want to risk that or
If you
stay
guys
with everyone.
wanted me, like, if you guys can in the
Yeah.
chaos get the boat and get out, I can go run, get my goat, catch Aegle.
I think that's the plan.
Yeah.
I think now is less of a scene by scene. I'm sure we need to draw runes to do this sprint through the storm at night or whatever. But
Now, Dogs have
Surprisingly,
night vision, right?
I don't think you actually do need to draw runes for it
dogs see better at night,
because
but
dogs do.
not-
Wolves do, I think.
They see better than humans at night. They don't have color vision, and that helps inherently with night vision.
Yeah.
And they do hunt at dusk and dawn because that's when like that's their.
Oh,
that's
they
what
have the thing that
predecessors-
cats have. They have the reflective things in the back of their
Yeah,
eyes.
they just have less
Yeah.
than cats, is what I'm getting at. They don't have
Yeah.
like cat night vision. They just have better than human night vision.
Which is probably good enough.
But also, they have the big snozzle that is way better than human, so that makes up for it.
I sniff out the fish.
The fish, the telltale
scent of fish.
and horse blood.
the scent of fish, horse blood, and a lot of salt.
You are running ahead then?
Yeah, if the group wants me to go, like, catch Aegel, make sure he's
Yeah.
not leaving.
And also make
Okay.
sure we have our fish.
Yeah, have our goat and our fish.
Food's important right now. This is a time of crisis. We need to make sure our food supply is secure.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So you then would get near Bard's Scully? I can't tell if it's. I think it's Scully.
If
Okay.
I can be in wolf form, I'd assume I could just run through the forest, right?
You
Like,
can, but I think you, as you're passing by it, you
Yeah.
hear a loud, thunderous voice call out, possibly across the entire island, but it's deafening to you there. I think all of you hear it from a distance, though. Eric
Oh,
Bloodaxe, give up your queen, your wife, the Black Witch. Bring her out to me, and I will not tear your very home from the island and drown it beneath the seas. You do not get close enough to know exactly how Eric is responding to that.
No.
This is an Old Testament god.
A bit. That's in like maybe 10 minutes into your. Well, no, it's about an hour to get back. So in like 20 minutes into it. So there's still quite some time before you guys see the results of whatever is happening. And I'm going to draw a rune to tell me exactly how bad things are.
Oh,
I'm going to heal one. It's been about an
P.
Okay.
Wind and speed.
So.
Oh,
It does not. It goes quickly and badly.
So I think, for expediency's sake, and I think makes sense, you guys arrive all at the same time, even with your cart. You went back to your cart and led it with you, right? Or you were going, or are you going to wait there?
I was going to make sure Aegel wasn't leaving. Also,
Make sure Aegel wasn't leaving. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
like I would fill him in. Like, hey, we talked to the Vader. We sicked the Vader on Bloodaxe.
Okay.
Sure, you heard everything that just happened. We're gonna wait here for the launch.
Yeah, then you're waiting there. The other three of you, and the guard, because he only left a few minutes before, so the guard is back with you. See this.
Insult as we walked down the road, and it was like we could have fixed this.
Before we go into the city, I'm going to be smart enough to not look like me. I'll look like the guard. There.
So you see, no longer 10, you see dozens of skeletal soldiers assaulting the king's army, and not only winning, but you see the king's army is retreating and getting on to the his own longboat, despite the increasingly hostile hurricane typhoon storm that is forming around this northern sect of the island itself. You see the king and queen there, and you see approaching through the forest, you see the trees parting for it, this enormous longhouse-sized creature made of roots and stone and hatred starts lumbering towards the shore as the last remnants of the King's Guard usher the king, queen, and a handful of guards to leave shore, and better to risk the high waves and lightning and rain than this horrible monstrosity. You see that going on. None of either side are currently paying any attention to you. The King's Guard have rallied, and not rallied like doing well, but they are specifically fighting in units and trying to hold the ground. The guard with you sees what is going on and immediately says, "We have to help!" and starts rushing towards the battle to join it.
You're
Now,
right, we do have to help. And
we know that Eric is not Eric Bloodaxe is not on our team. He is
No.
explicitly on the opposite team, so we could just watch God's wrath.
Time to
Yep.
grab the boat.
Your boat might get destroyed or taken in the aftermath of this, because no one's going to say no to a free boat if they need one.
We
Yeah,
run
let's
to our
grab the
boat.
quick
Okay.
and get out of here.
So I think in this case, you will need to make a skill challenge to get there before anyone else does take it for themselves. Please, I think we'll do a group, 3 of you,
Yeah.
athletics check.
Okay.
I have
Egel and I
one
are
from
eating
my,
fish.
I have one from my from my void rune, so I get at least a 1.
Yes.
And then I weird a brain rune. No, I weird blue. So if I can, I don't know if that helps.
We need
That's what
red for
happened.
this athletics one. This is just
Well, I
running
have
as
one
fast as you
physical
can.
from void.
Yep.
So
2 red.
I have no athletics,
Nice.
but I weirded 1 red.
So 1, 1, and 2 for 4 combined?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. As you rush onto the boat, your boat, you see that there are already some people on it preparing to go. You see the blacksmith you spoke to, who you did make friends with, has some crates of equipment with him.
Sure, he can come.
Yes. But, additionally, just a sec, here are the NPCs. There are several regular villagers and thralls here trying to make their escape, as well as who was it? Baldry. Bard's.
Oh, the old guy?
Nope, that was Vornir. Baldry was Bard, the guy who was killed. It was his captain in charge. He is wearing a cloak over and as best he can, a hood and cloak to hide his features. You would recognize him there, and while none of the others are speaking against him, you know that him fleeing is dishonorable both to his king and to this very land he is sworn to protect.
So as we get on the boat,
I see you're getting the boat ready for us.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I would like, it's like, thank you for preparing our ship. But I do believe, I'm directing this at the guy who's like the captain or whatever. But I do believe you have a battle to fight. And
This is no battle. This is a
I'm trying to use
cataclysm.
one of my passive powers for rapid recovery. The out-of-combat effect. Refresh someone's spirits, granting them a more positive outlook on their current predicament.
Always look on the prize.
Like,
He's like,
look up, you can do this.
so I think what he says is, oh, thank you for coming. I'm glad to know that we can make it out of here alive. He does not change his mind on leaving from that, but he is positive that he can leave. He's positive, like, yes, we're going to get out of here alive on this boat now. Let's go.
Fine. Fine. If there's no time for someone has something now.
The background is the like regular thunderous roars and metal clanging of battle, plus the occasional churning of roots and crumbling stone. The log house begins to burn.
Is anyone going to try to convince anyone to get off our boat, or do I push off with my thundering blow?
You notice they have no food. You have plenty of food.
We have lots of food.
But you have enough to feed them. You will have no more once you get to Iceland if you feed them.
We're going to drop them on the island with the troll-blooded man, and then we're going to swap. We don't need all of these peasants.
Oh, okay, it's that logic puzzle. I have this many people, I have to bring them across the river. How do I keep that? The wolf from eating the fox. What was it? I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, we're
right
keeping
now
the peasants from eating the fish, is what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we're putting them here. We're gonna tell them, listen, tomorrow everything's gonna be fine. Here's some boats. You can leave, go back to the island tomorrow, and then we leave from there.
Yeah, but we're gonna take them to that little island that off the shore.
That Eagle's on, yeah.
Okay.
Because we can't sail in this storm anyway, and everyone knows that. We're just trying to get away from the skeleton mass and the burning buildings.
Okay. As you ship off and begin to leave, you can tell immediately that while it will not be impossible, even with the island protection from the waves, it will be difficult to get to Saudoy. Is there a sailing skill?
I will check.
I think we looked before and there wasn't.
Swim,
How sad.
survival,
If
sneak.
this
There
If
is no
this
save.
helps,
Then I
There's
think
navigation. There is a navigation.
then that's
there's
probably
a
what we
navigation
use.
skill. If it helps, I have a power that it tells me I can move objects with ease. You understand how wedges, pulley, lever, and other mechanisms can move heavy objects with little effort.
I will keep that. I will keep that in mind. This is still a skill check. It is not as hard as it would be on the open seas, but it is in fact still a check. It looks like that will be specifically mental.
Oh, well, that's good.
I think. Okay. I think this can also be a group check if you want it to be, or
I can trade two physical runes for a mental rune, right?
yes, if you have
Okay.
two drawn.
I have not weirded yet.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just checking before I weird.
I am
Yeah.
trading my 2 physical for a mental.
I get a mental rune. I get
Okay.
One blue room for my void.
So difficulty 3, or not difficulty 3. You get 3. Does anyone have navigation skill levels?
Mm.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
That is still enough, and you guys are able to navigate the high waves and make it to Saudoy with minimal cosmetic damage to your boat.
Yeah. It's all rowing. The sails are not up.
Exactly. But you make it. And when you pull up there, Audun, are you and Eagle weighted? Bags packed?
We're sitting and talking with our bags packed. I'm petting my goat. I'm saying like, exactly how much of a troll are you?
You know, I don't know. I think it was my great-grandfather. I think there were 2 greats. I think
that's
it was...
enough for the blood to dilute enough for me to be okay with you.
Do you not like trolls?
I point to the head on my belt.
Oh. You know, I confess I've never seen a troll before in person. I guess I still haven't, but that's part of one.
How big is a troll's head that it's on your belt?
Oh, it's like the size. It's like, yeah.
It's like the size of my
It's a
calf.
Got like
basketball.
a huge pumpkin on the side of your belt.
Yeah. I just have a watermelon I carry around
Yeah.
all the time.
No purpose. It's just a big, heavy, gross watermelon.
Yep.
It's to prove how much I need to
Now,
eradicate.
you can change into a wolf, right?
Yes.
And your armor and weapons disappear.
Yes.
Does that mean the troll head becomes a part of you when you change into a
I
wolf?
throw it away.
Never thought about that.
You throw it into the
I
ocean?
just put it in the car. I'm like, I'm not carrying this anymore.
Oh.
Just
You
wanted
hang
to
it
look
off the cart.
badass.
You hang it off
Yeah,
the cart.
hang it off the cart.
The cart now has a figurehead because, all good boats need that thing.
It's the troll head figurehead. Yeah.
See, that's what we can do. We can take Wisdom's knowledge of engineering and make it so we can put the hood ornament on whatever vehicle we're using.
And it's we can make it a scorn pole whenever we need to.
Yeah, there you go.
Scornful, yeah.
We build like 5 pre-made scorn poles and just stick them at the front of the longship. So if we need to really piss someone off, we park the longship in front of their house, pointed at them.
As much as I love the idea, I will have to step in and say scorn poles, I think, have to be carved for someone specifically. They have to be stationary, and they have to be carved, made with someone's name in. So, like, Asdis does not have a scorn pole made, they have just the parts for one put together.
Yeah.
But it's
The
not done
scorn
yet.
pole on the boat would be a pretty intimidating boat.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, you guys pile onto the boat. It's very
Well,
cramped.
We kicked the peasants off.
You do kick the peasants off.
Yeah, we tell
But
them this
maybe
will all be
not the
fine
blacksmith?
tomorrow.
I
Do we want to keep
think-
the blacksmith?
Baldry and the others who listen to him, which is basically everyone else on the boat, says, "No, we're not. We're leaving now. We're not staying here. Why do you think it's going to get better tomorrow?"
I
And he
continually give you
points back in the direction you guys came from, and there's just a plume of smoke rising now.
a positive outlook on life.
I don't think that's enough. He
the
is
sun will come out at some point.
positive. The sun is dead.
All
Well,
right.
you can't fit on the boat.
If we're going to not work that way, I'll
That
do the opposite.
murderer
I have-
killed my master. I am not going to save his life for mine or
Well,
any
I
of
am-
these people.
Do you want to eat fish for all eternity? That's what will happen. You will run out of food on the boat, and you will die and go to fish hell. At least that's what I'm told when I look at the wizard. Fish hell's what happens if you die at sea? That's what'll happen to you.
Fish hell.
We don't have enough food for everyone. Sit here with your curds and wait this out.
I will also help around with this. You have everyone has a positive outlook on life. I have a let's be terrified of these people. So I'm going to instill a sense of unease in them and basically say, he's right. I'm not so certain that it's, safer to be on this boat with us than, off it.
When she says that, I'll turn into a giant wolf and just sit behind her.
That sounds like
Yeah,
you're
no,
trying to
I would do
intimidate
it.
him more than actually convince him.
Yes, that was get them off our boat time. We don't
Okay,
have enough fish.
please make an intimidation check. Difficulty 5.
5? Does Eggle help?
Bard's sworn... This guy's sworn master's murderers who you're trading them in for.
We're not trading anyone. It's just don't get on our
Oh,
boat.
I
Get
know.
your own boat.
There are some like mixed successes, but a full success is 5.
Is it 5 as a group or 5 as
As a group. 5 as a group.
Oh, good.
Okay.
'cause
What do we
then-
need to? What do we need to weird?
In this case, I think between like everything there, I'd say spiritual, between the transformation and
Yes!
everything, force of personality.
My
This is-
worst one.
It's my best one.
Does this have to be intimidation then?
This is an intimidation check, yeah, for this one.
Oh my god!
I have
Asdis.
2 spiritual runes. I got 2.
I drew green.
Oh, I drew 1 green and my
I got
void
2
rune is
green.
green.
You guys got like
And then
8.
5.
Okay, so yeah,
He's like, oh,
He's like,
Jesus.
yeah. I think you see a few people scream, and a little girl starts crying at the wolf. Everyone is doing their best intimidation. So,
I'm just talking up the fact that anybody that stays with us is going to be sacrificed for whatever that death witch over there needs to have done in the future. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So our standing arguments, from what if I can count correctly, are Runar is saying we will kill you to the Death Witch. The Death Witch is saying yes, that's true. I am saying you will go to fish hell, and then we have a wolf.
and then Ego also agrees and says, also, if you have a bone to pick with me, you're welcome to fight me for it.
Before I transformed, I said it'll be fine tomorrow. Trust me. Turned into a wolf.
Yeah. So yeah, no, they're all cowed, and any you want to get off of the boat will get off of the boat. Do you want the
the
blacksmith?
blacksmith has an option.
starts to get off the boat. I'm like,
The blacksmith
sitting
has
here
an
down the
option.
shoulder.
No, the blacksmith has an option. He has an option as to whether or not to come with us because he has skills that are useful in any
He has
world.
skills that are very
Oh,
useful.
race is an option.
You can stay if you want.
Craftsmen are.
I'm pretty
Classic.
sure it'll get better, but I don't know for sure. So you're cool enough that you could stay.
He looks forlorn towards the plume of smoke, and he says, I lost all of my entire workshop, all of my equipment, my resources. I have my tools, basic ones,
I have a
but nothing
workshop.
else.
we have
I-
connections in Icelandia. We can set you up.
If you don't want to go to Icelandia, I know of a perfectly empty blacksmith shop in Wessex. It's
don't
mine.
We're
want to
not
go
going
there.
to Essex. I hear the food is terrible.
I don't have.
He looks at the others. Baldry shakes his head no. But then he looks at you and says, I will go to Islandia. I think that this island, Atloy, has seen its final days, and my lord has perished under
We see that.
Yeah,
happen?
dubious
Bard.
circumstances.
Oh, yeah.
This was the guy protecting the giant mugs from people sneaking in.
So he comes with you.
All right.
Excellent.
Oh, but I cannot give you a discount anymore. I have nothing to give.
That's fine.
But maybe later.
I can use if you just let us use use your tools on the journey. Together, we can repair anything. It's fine.
I like the sound of that. Baldry, you were a good soldier. If you are staying, and there's like an unspoken against your better judgment, but like against you're staying because they want you to stay, not because you want to stay. And then, but he doesn't say
I
that.
mean, we're just making him fulfill his oath.
Yeah, and he says, "I hope that you shall rebuild Athloy someday." Baldry grits his teeth, swallows, and nods. Doesn't say anything. And he walks away with the others following him into the shelter that of the best-looking house here,
After
where
we
Eagle was.
Pulling up the
After-
gangplank,
after
look at
they-
everybody else. He'll be
after we
dead in a
pull-
year.
after we push off, Wise Up does throw a bag of fish to them, like onto the shore.
Just so you don't
That-
starve immediately.
Yes, you don't starve immediately. Here is some fish.
There's also a boat there. They could go back to the mainland.
Oh, they
Well,
can.
that's like-
And frankly, it's close enough they could swim back to the mainland if they need to when it's not
Yeah,
a
but
storm.
not during an ice hurricane.
Yeah.
There's some fish till the ice hurricane dies.
Yeah,
so
wait
they
it
don't
out.
die.
Yeah. Okay. And now it's an ice hurricane, so now you're waiting until.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna
we're
wait.
moored like here in this like in the
Yeah.
Yeah, we go
know.
around. We just wait here.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah, and you wait out the storm, and eventually, while the sun is gone, and you still have a degree of a sense of time, though I suspect it is a lot more inaccurate.
It's all by stars.
Yeah. And eventually, the storm passes. The waters slowly calm. The rain ceases. Birds do not chirp here anymore, but there is a deathly peace in silence.
I told
Iceland?
you guys it would end. Yeah, let's go to Iceland.
Iceland? No more of this silly place, Iceland. Just like nod till everyone's nodding and then
Yep.
raise
Yeah.
the
You know,
sails.
And
It's
along the
not
way,
really icy.
What?
it is now.
Says the
It
blacksmith.
is now. It's Fimble.
That's true. It is Fimbulwinter.
Everywhere's
Iceland,
icy, but-
everywhere's icy.
Yeah.
so along the
It
way,
used.
you all
They say
receive
it
at
didn't
least
used to be
4
icy.
There's at least 4 renditions of a song about me bargaining with a god and winning.
It's the whole creative process. The entire time you're pounding out the drum for the sails, you're like, and then I talked to the Dame Dirty God, and then the whole time it's just you working out lyrics trying to see what sticks.
Mhm.
Yep. And that is the adventure.
Yeah.
Yay.
So, I figured for the last 20 or so minutes that we have, we can talk about what we think about the game and if we want to continue. As I mentioned when we were starting it, this is a very good game, but also the most flawed game that we have played, where those flaws are not preferential things. They are.
Yeah. Now I'm really feeling of two brains. There's stuff I really like about it. Like I really
Mhm.
like combat. Honestly, I like combat a lot. I like the deck building combat. I like the HP refreshes at the end of combat because that's silly otherwise, because HP is garbage, doesn't really represent anything, and like even in D&D it's basically silly and stupid. It's ostensibly refreshing at the end of combat, but you have to justify it fictionally, and here just cuts that middleman out. Combat is combat, and then we don't spend the 2 hours or
It's
the
more
8 hours
aware
doing
of
a
the
walk
separate
test.
of the. It's more aware and leans into the separation between
Yeah.
combat and out of combat.
I
Yeah.
really like the rune to do a thing rules. Like the base mechanic of you have to have an appropriate rune to do the appropriate verb. If it's a spirit verb, you have a spirit rune. If it's a physical rune, you need a physical verb. Like whatever. I like that pairing. Out of combat stuff super hard. Like skill checks are unnecessarily hard out of combat. It feels like all glory is in combat, and you putz around just waiting till you can smash real good. At least that's my build.
I'm interested to see whether or not that will change out of a pre-written adventure when, or rather, between a pre-written adventure towards an adventure that is geared towards asking interesting questions and our characters. I'm curious
Yeah.
to see if that'll change the sense of out of combat. Nah. That I also feel.
Well, it's that we have so limited skills, and the skills have very narrow application. Like skills have super narrow application, and I basically have a 1 in 7 chance of succeeding at any given skill, just depending on what I draw. If it's difficulty 1, if it's difficulty 2, I have like 1 in 20 something chance. If it's difficulty 3, I can't do it.
Mhm.
Yeah, Destiny is very, very.
But also, we can't help each other. Like it's
Yeah, that's the part that's the
That-
worst is you
that-
The
can't
fact that
help.
we just
That's
made that
what
group
kills me on
skill.
this one is yeah, the inability to cohesively act as a unit.
I also, this is more of a minor thing. I don't like having to look up because I can't keep 40 powers in my brain.
Yeah.
I have not four, it's 14 different like individual powers, one of which has 2 sets of powers. So my active powers are
Yeah, you have the
14 lines
most.
of- yeah, 14 lines of text I have to know for my active powers, and plus another 7 for my passive powers that I need to be paying attention to at all times to figure out what to do on my turn, just to get my list of options for the turn.
Yeah. I feel like this game would be so much better in an in-person setting.
I think the tech is holding us back a little bit and making it unnecessarily fiddly.
Mhm.
Because if it was just actually moving stones around on a playmat, that's relatively simple. But we
But
got to
that's still
do everything with
yeah.
I
But
think normally, when the convention game I played, I think when it comes to Indigo's point of still having to look up things, each character, pre-made character that I played with, had a literal reference sheet with it of like this picture of the rune, what the power is, and here's the whole thing. Maybe that would be a good thing to put in Roll20 for each character, but it would be a whole thing by itself to.
Yeah,
That's
I
more things
actually
to
wrote one
navigate.
up for mine. I have a Google Doc for it, and
Yeah.
it
But that's
definitely
just more,
helps.
So that might
but
be
I'm
something
already
to help.
going between like 5 tabs between my character sheet, the rune sheet, the playmat sheet. Like that's
Yeah, this might
That's
replace
more
the
tabs.
character sheet though, for some parts of it. That's the good part.
Yeah. But then I
Um,
also have to calculate parry, so that's a bunch of other little things I have to go through.
Mhm.
Like there's a lot of fiddly bits, and that's a lot to look up.
Yeah.
See, I sort of had the opposite experience of my skills were how I shined mostly, because offensively I'm not that well off as a bard. Like I've got 2 offensive things that I can do spell wise, really. The rest is just buffs and weird shit. So if I don't draw the runes, I'm basically useless.
Mhm. I was pretty much all offensive, but like I only was able to do my wolf form once because you need to draw the specific rune. But it's weird if you're out of combat, you could turn into a wolf at any time. But as soon as combat starts, you're like, oh, I'm a human again, right? Like that part doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, there's a big combat is very much a game, not a role playing experience.
Yeah, which is fine.
It's fine. It's just it's style.
Yeah, like you could have that disconnect, but because what I was thinking was, oh, because I have this power that lets me know in a split second if we're gonna get attacked, so then I could go, oh, I'm gonna turn into a wolf because we're still technically outside of combat, so I can use those powers together. But then as soon as combat starts, I'm not a wolf because I didn't draw the rune, right?
It sounds
Like that's the little disconnect there.
almost like some house ruling would fix this a bit. Like I noticed already the group roles for doing things. That's definitely not in the book, but I like it because it means that we can do things as a group.
So, firstly, yes, if we did continue, it would be with house rules. We would talk about what changes would need to be made. We talked at the end of last session about implementing a custom XP system.
Yeah, that's my other gripe that we haven't got to until this moment, because now is the end of the pre-written adventure, so we level up once.
It feels like we did a lot more than one level.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with a slower level gauge. Like I understand, like things are paced differently. I don't really like the D&D super level powers. Whereas you level up objectively pretty fast, and every level has so much stuff.
Mhm.
I don't really like that. Shocking no one. I like the burning wheel leveling where it's slow, incremental on different things. But
Yes, Burning
Because at
Wheel is the
least I
best
can-
role
Yeah.
playing game.
Because at least I can game it. Like, I like being able to game the system, but it feels like leveling up here, I don't really have a choice when I level up. There's one thing that I can do.
For you, you need your destiny, honestly. You
Yeah,
need your
that
destiny
is the
increased.
only thing that is the only logical choice for my character to do, is to put the level up in Destiny.
Mhm.
It's interesting. The character creation in that way is really, really fun because you have so many choices to do with the deck building. But once it's created, the level ups are a lot more slow.
Um,
And I'm sure we could come up with a system, but I have no way how I can't think of a good system off the top of my head that is not just like a tack-on system. Like I can't think of one that would fit with the other parts of the game and the other parts of the setting that would be an inherent level up, because the game doesn't super encourage combat. You don't get points for hacking and slashing.
Well, how important is balance between the characters?
Balance?
not
Yeah,
honestly.
meaning that
in
all of us staying the same level.
in my opinion, but this is something that I want to know about everyone. In my opinion, not that important. Especially the game, I also don't think it's that important. While you all start at the same level, the game says that when a person dies, their next character is one level lower. Again, that's the thing I want to change, actually.
Mhm.
But yeah, so if that doesn't matter, then going to a, for example, goal-oriented system for XP becomes a thing, because
Yeah.
you then level up at your own pace, and it's just incumbent on us to make the rule narrow enough
Yeah.
that it can't just be blanket applied at the end of every session.
Yeah.
Goal oriented, I think I'd be down for goal oriented. My only hesitation with goal oriented thing is based on the setting and what we have seen in the game so far. I have no idea what to tell you what the goal would be. The goal right now is get to Iceland, and
Yeah,
I
the overall goal
have
is
some
just
ideas that I can
survive.
talk to you guys about.
Yeah, I think I have an idea too for like a goal thing.
Okay.
I'd be if we're talking about continuing, I would be down for an additional quest in this game. If each like story section, like this first, because if we're gonna, I think the correct way to frame it would be in eras, like the like Norse myths are normally.
Yeah.
There is
Do it
the
saga
story
by
of this
saga.
event,
Yeah.
and then there is the story of the next event. I'd be fine with the next, like doing the next story of event being off book, like without being a pre-written one, so there's a little bit more to compare and contrast with. And honestly, that
Yeah.
puts us at like 8 episodes if it paces about the same.
And then also see how we liked that one and see if we want to
Yeah.
continue for a few more.
But even if we
wanted to.
liked it, 8 episodes is a pretty sizable mini campaign for a
Correct.
story. It's not like
Yeah.
an insignificant amount of time and dedication to playing a specific game. So I would definitely be down to try a house rule influenced saga that we could go through with these characters, and then if we feel like at the end of that saga there's more story to tell with them, we can reassess. But if not, we can move along, and I have a suggestion for what to run that we could pull out for like another short mini campaign thing.
How do we
Yeah,
all? How does everyone feel about continuing or stopping? Do they agree with Indigo?
Honestly,
Or?
I can go either way on this one. Like I don't mind crunchy games. This is just a different kind of crunch that just
Yeah.
doesn't jive with me. Just a personal preference. But it's engaging enough that I'll still play it. It's just I'm sort of indifferent.
Yeah, I'm honestly feeling that way too. Where it's like
Yeah, I think
there's-
honestly me too.
yeah, there's parts I really like, there's parts I really don't like. I would not be upset if we did another story. I would not. I would have fun doing it. I would show up every week, and I would keep doing my strongest man bit, and we would move the story forward. But also, I will not be heartbroken if we switch. Like it's I don't have the immediate like tack on where it's like I want to keep engaging with this system. But if that's just for playing with, I'm not going to be mad about it. That's not going to be upsetting. It's still going to be fun.
Okay.
I am very interested in the system and very much am enjoying it. For me, it's the story that I found very and I'm curious to see if that can get better. And with that, I think I'm probably the most positive towards this.
Yeah.
One
So,
thing I
do we want to give it
say
one
is-
more shot then?
Yeah, like another mini, like another quest, another story, and then we can see if we want to keep going after that. But I think that's a good, agreeable point where we can try some house ruling. We can try going off book with adventures in Iceland. We can wrangle some horses and mess around on glaciers.
Perfect.
Kill
some
curious
trolls.
about is, are we looking to actually kill off our characters and give that any bit of a try?
No, I'm not.
So
I have rolled a personality that is averse to taking risks, so I'm just gonna keep playing that. If I die, I die.
firstly, yes, we'll talk about house rules and stuff like that. The first thing I'll say is if we are continuing, then I have some loot and advancement for you all. Because it matters now.
Let's do that.
Yes, I have carrots. Help.
I like new things. Give me loot. I like loot.
Yes.
Is there a broadsword of decapitation in that bag somewhere?
A purple sword.
Haunting.
Sadly,
Amulet of
sadly there is not. However, Aegil does give you the remainder of his potions. Did he give you any money before?
No,
we
he
just
didn't
got
give us
potions,
any.
which I don't think any of us wrote down.
I didn't write down the potions.
Okay, then I'll tell you all of everything he gave you, including from before. Each of you gains 300 scat.
What? That's so much money!
Yep.
Oh god, we were so poor before.
I had 0 scat.
You were
I had
so poor before.
I had $10 before.
I was walking around with over 200 scat.
Yeah, you each gain 300. You also each, he previously gave you 1 of each, but including those ones from before, you now have 4 each potions of healing, of haste, and of camouflage. I'll put what they do in chat. It's one per. It says every player will receive 1 potion of each type. So
Healing, potion of haste.
Yeah.
And potion of camouflage.
So, again, per player, you each get 1 of those. Furthermore, to Runar, his fellow Skald, as he is one as well, he gives...
Wait, Trollboy's a Skald?
He is. Remember,
he fucked you up.
He is. He called out in poem Bard when you told him to, and he used Skaldic rune magic before to identify the poison. He gives you, Runar, his boots. They are boots he fashioned during his youth when he was exploring both the blacksmithing and Skaldic arts. They're made primarily out of animal hide, but adorned with colored metal plates. They grant a +1 evade bonus and a +3 move bonus when under the effects of a spell song.
It's all the time.
No,
if you cast a
not all
spell
the time.
song, it'll be for the rest of the round.
But you also... So, now when you cast a spell song, you instantly teleport 8 squares, or 8 hexes.
3 move bonus, a +3 move bonus does not mean you move 3 hexes. It means when you take a move action, you move an additional 3
Runar has
hexes.
a power that is run away when I
Oh,
cast
yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Then, yep. So, yeah.
Runar's just gonna be like, and then run.
Runar the Swift.
What were the stats on that again? +3 move and...
The handout is
what
now
else
on
you got?
Roll20.
Oh, got it.
Does he have
he
anything
also-
for a werewolf?
You previously got that Fox Fang. That is what he had.
Oh no, I got that from the old lady.
Yes.
that's the
Sorry, that's the only other loot there was, is what I meant. So, I'll wait till you guys are done recording that, and then we'll talk about what stuff would be going forward.
+1 evade. Ooh, that's nice.
So for advancement, does that mean we get 1 level as well? Or...
You do gain a level, yes, as we talked about before. So you can take that level, but we'll probably do that in between episodes.
What happens when you gain a level? I know we have to place the rune on all of our boards again.
You can assign it to
can
Essence,
either-
which means you gain an additional rune that you place across all 3 boards. Or you save it to then spend it with you spend 2 levels together on Destiny.
So I can't even level up my destiny now.
But you have now between the party 4 potions of haste, which give you +1 Destiny for a round. So you could chug them in battle.
What does it take to chug a potion?
It doesn't say.
Because it's a rune to chug a potion. We already know how that goes.
Yeah.
If it's a rune to chug a potion to get another rune.
Oh,
to get
it's
another
True
rune, it's not
Strike.
worth it. Yeah, basically.
True strike.
No,
So wait, if it gives it to you for the round, maybe potions are taken during upkeep?
That's what I
That's
would assume.
probably a good idea.
Yeah.
1 potion per upkeep. That's I
And then
like
you can
that.
spend a rune to down another potion.
Yeah,
I mean,
I like that.
this is one of the things we run into this game is there's so many items and so many abilities, but they don't have rules for all of them. It's like
Yeah.
they
And
have
the book.
they have varied complex mechanics, which is crunchy and great, but it's like the only place they mention them is the thing that gives you the +2. So it's like, I didn't know I had to care about this before.
Yeah. And another thing is the book doesn't have an index.
It does.
Like, it doesn't tell
Yeah.
you.
It has an index. Pope
It
the
has a
PDF
table of
reader.
contents.
It has
but I don't-
bookmarks on the PDF.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like a per page index at the
Oh,
back.
you're
Like a
right.
see
Yeah,
You
this.
can't like look up move or
Yeah, like move is
defend.
listed here, here, and here, or like potions here, here, and here, right? Like stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay. So next thing going forward, I have 3 outlines for 3 completely different tones of the of what a adventure could look like, or frankly, the tone of all future adventures could look like, depending on this. Because the book doesn't actually give almost any direction to the GM. It is very much, here's what's going on. That's it. Not here's what how your player characters fit into it or anything like that. So I have gone through and made 3 outlines for different tones and different sort of ideas. The first one I call Changing Fate. Odin, the oldest and wisest of the Aesir, seeks to defy the doomed fate of himself and the world. Perhaps mortals can accomplish what he cannot. That's the first option for the tone of how things will go. The next one is called Finding Summer. Some say there are places far to the west where some may survive even the fires of Ragnarok. Others search for entrances into the other realms where they may escape the coming battle. Perhaps sanctuary can be found.
This is the one I want. I want the adventure.
And the last one, the age
Coming
of
to America.
the age of the axe. The wolf's howl was clear. Now is the time for honor, for blood, for finishing old things. Grudges will awaken and new ones will be born. As nations fight over scraps like dogs, only the fiercest, most honorable warriors will be saved. For what is life but a chance for glory before death?
I like that one too.
I have my vote. I
So,
vote Summer.
Yeah. So the first one is effectively survive by changing fate and Ragnarok. It will likely have the most interaction with the supernatural. The second one is a lot of travel and survival through. It's a lot more like Banner Saga a bit. Like we have this, we're trying to survive by finding a safe place to go. And the third one is full on blood and political intrigue.
Ooh.
I know where I'm going.
I know my vote.
Then what are they?
I'm fine with all 3 of those.
For me,
I mean,
for
My
one,
character exists in one of these 3 worlds.
I like the first place. The second one, survival. I'm not sure there's enough mechanics to support it.
I
And
can
one
make
gives
them
it
if needed.
set
It would be
interaction.
it could be it could even be an island hopping or town hopper where the boat is the loading screen.
One thing to note, I've already been doing this, is draw runes for a random event. That's a complete house rule. So that could be expanded upon for like survival as well.
I feel like we've just based on how this one ended, I feel like we're kind of driving more towards the third one though.
Mm-hmm.
With
Right,
what you guys
'cause-
did at the end of just
Yeah,
like
instead of killing Aegle or like trying to bring him back or just letting him go, we threw our horse in with Aegle and we're sort of along that path of, hey, our Jarl is dead and his uncle is our new liege, so let's go to him. I think we're kind of trajectorying toward blood and political intrigue.
That's my second choice. Blood and political
Yeah, that's
intrigue is
my
my
second
second
too, so.
choice. Summer is my first choice.
I'm a bard. You know where I'm going.
Blood and political intrigue.
Grand adventure.
I think with
Nope,
two first
where I
choices and 2
can-
seconds, let's go there.
Okay. So the age of the axe will be the tone of our campaign.
Ah, axe.
We will see vengeance galore.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get
manipulation.
some nightmare guy from the highlands that's come after me.
There's just some pissed off Scotsman that's like,
Yes.
I
I
was in
know
Wales and you
you.
weren't there.
I know you.
So other things to talk about then are magic items. A lot of the magical items, though not all, and I need to investigate this more before I commit to this change, but a lot of them are just a bonus to numbers. On one hand, that's quite simple because you guys have enough complexity already with your stuff. On another hand, I can think of many interesting magical items that are more than that while staying simple. Something like, effectively, you get to redraw a rune if you want to once per round, or things that play with the actual interest. The core mechanic of the game is the drawing runes, so things that play with the drawing runes that are more than just numbers are some interesting magical items I could think of.
I was
like draw
thinking
3 runes, but keep only 2.
Yeah, exactly.
I,
All of the deck building options are available to us.
for tonally purposes, I'm super into the kind of wimpy magic items where this is a simple little number buff and there's not a lot to it.
Oh, let me be clear. The number buffs can get crazy in the base book.
Oh, well, then that defeats all of my purpose of arguing for that one.
I want to be able to find Mjolnir, damn it.
I
Give me
want the-
Mjolnir.
I actually have an idea in mind for Mjolnir's unfinished handle.
Ooh.
Because initially it was supposed to be like a big warhammer, but it just had a tiny handle, so...
Well, here's one piece, though. It's not like a...
It is one piece, but according to... yeah.
According to legend.
It was
enough.
fashioned afterwards to fix it, and then was never found.
Okay. The only one that strikes me about the custom house roll magic items is the one that plays with the deck building mechanic. It'd be like, if there was a magic item that has a special tagline to it, or this is a sword that makes no sound when it swings at night, or something like that, where it has a more thematic magic power attached to it that is more of a fictional boon. Like Mjolnir can grow to any size is a fictional boon and not like a strictly...
Yeah, it's
magical
more
one.
like fairy tale-esque.
Yeah, I'd be more into for custom magic items that go closer to that route, where there's less complicated mechanics attached to them and more of a fictional addition to the item that can be debated about
Okay.
I love the idea
for the
of
story
complicated
purposes.
mechanics.
But that's just my 2 cents. That's not going to be a game breaker. It's like, well, this one's super mechanical.
I love the idea of the complicated mechanics, but with this game, even I am a little bit leery of, oh no, that might be...
Yeah,
That's one
it's
thing I
already
definitely need
complicated
to be... Yeah, this is definitely a thing that I will be... If I do it at all, it would be careful. I'm looking at, like, okay... I'm looking at example magical items. The musical maul. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay, look. Here's the biggest one. The unwanted blade.
Oh yeah, that was...
I like that
Mizzou.
name. That name is great.
All runes map to the following active power: Death's Embrace. Whoa.
Yeah, this is, I think, actually a cursed weapon. It says it gives false information when you try and assess it, unless you get too above the actual difficulty. It transforms you into a swirling worm of dust that tries to destroy all life around it. Yeah, it's a cursed blade.
I thought the next entry was actually an item. It says treasure generator. I was like, I want that one. But no, it's how you generate treasure.
No, that treasure generators are in the canon. Draupnir, the magical gold armband that drops 9 copies of itself every like so many days. That is a thing that can exist.
Yep, that is literally a treasure generator. So I'm looking at the magical properties table. It looks like most of the properties from items are meant to just copy active or passive powers.
And there are actually some items here that are more narrative in scope.
Yeah.
So
it's not completely away from the book.
The Ember Wild Lantern that's just like a Muspelheim Firefly. So it's an ever-burning torch, basically.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Oh,
I
I
like
do
that.
like that.
Yeah, as these fireflies feed on cold, they never go hungry.
Yep. It's great.
Ooh, I can get a Damascus steel broadsword.
I like that the most because it's like, yeah, like in those times, Damascus steel was legit.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm super interested in that.
I have some
Don't worry.
ideas for an XP system, which I can refine and then present to you guys. I likely would want. So I have a few different ideas. I'll throw. If we have time, it would take like 2 minutes, I think, to talk about if everyone has time, or just people have to
Yeah.
go.
I have time.
I have a little bit of time. We did, before we get super into it, we did talk about goal, and now that we have decided that now that we have picked collectively that we're going for more combat and political intrigue, I am far more heavily in the write your own goal camp for XP. If it's going to be a fighting and political intrigue, the only way in my brain that I can see to make it so it's not we kill for XP, it's we kill for a purpose is goals.
Yeah.
You can also do group goals.
Yeah, like I have you need so many goals completed to level up or whatever. Or complete a number of goals equal to 1 plus your current level.
Ooh, that's a lot. Because
Yeah.
that would be 11 goals.
Yeah, I didn't think that far ahead.
What I'm thinking is more similar to an end of session questions, where the questions are specifically based on the tone we want. But I think I want to merge the XP and death systems so that instead of getting and then spending XP, you effectively gain, let's call it glory, as your character advances, and you can. I'm considering either spend a glory or you automatically gain when you reach certain glory thresholds, certain advancements and levels. But the more your glory, also the better your chance of getting into the heavens when you die.
We could
Okay,
build
so
glory.
you're spending your glory, and then that won't let you get into the heavens.
Yeah, you spend your glory to level up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You either hold your glory for the afterlife, or you spend it now in this life.
Yeah, to level up.
Yeah, I like that.
That'd be fine. Especially if we're doing intrigue.
Yeah.
Climb to the top.
Does that mean you could get multiple glory per session?
Yeah, it would be basically glory would be another word for XP, basically in this case. So each question answered would get you an XP.
Is an XP and a level?
No, one X. I will figure out the numbers in between. The only hard limit is that I still like the draw runes to see if you get into the heavens, which means the maximum number of glory you could get after a funeral and stuff like that would be 24. So it's likely not going to be a large number that you need to level up at all. It's probably going to be like 3 to 5, probably.
Yeah.
But I want to see how many questions that we end up coming up with.
Yeah.
We can chat
Brainstorm
about.
between
We can brainstorm that.
Yeah,
as far as what the
brainstorm.
questions and numbers will look like.
I mean,
Yeah.
we can marry the goal system into that too. As one of the questions can be, did you meet your goal?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Because my goal idea was literally like, I think it was like OG stars. You had 3 goals. One of them was a short-term goal that you tried to do in the session. The second one was a goal that is like within a couple sessions, and the third one is like a big character goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can brainstorm.
Yep. So can I show this Google Doc, or will it will have potential spoilers because I have already like different things going on here. What I will say is that all 3 tones will be present in the game, but it'll just be to different levels. There will be people who just want to survive. There will be people who want vengeance. There will be people who are obsessed with supernatural and changing fate. I'll see if I can share stuff with you that do not have potential spoilers, because I think I just wrote all of my ideas down in here. I think we're good.
blind opportunism is how I'm going to play.
That is how many people are. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to see what the situation on Iceland looks like to really
Yeah.
see what.
Yeah, exactly.
I need something to grab onto first.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we'll see how things go. I think we'll talk between the week. Are we all good to be back next week?
I should be.
Okay.
Yep.
We might be. I will see if I need an extra week to prep, in which case we might skip or do a one-shot.
Quest. Hero Quest.
Hero Quest.
We might do a
Hero
one-shot
Quest.
then. This might be the perfect time. If we do a one-shot, would we come back to the game? Yeah, we would if it's just a one-shot. So I think I will, if we're good now, I'm good to do a one-shot of Hero Quest if we all are next week,
think a
and that'll give
one-shot's a
me time
strong
to
word.
prepare. Is it?
Yeah, one shot's a very strong. It's a
a
board
board
game.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Then I'm good with that.
Yeah.
A board game. We'll
Yeah.
play Hero Quest
Yeah.
next week. Are we good to stream it if it's a board game?
Yeah, I'm fine. I've been
Yeah.
playing Hero Quest for like a year and a half. I really want to
Okay.
play Hero Quest.
Let's play Hero Quest, and then the week after we'll be resuming the next saga.
The next,
All right.
it's not resuming. It's going to the next saga.
It's a new saga.
You're right.
We-
Starting
We
the next
did-
saga.
We did Eagle Saga,
yeah.
and now we're doing blah blah blah
A
saga.
new
Our
saga.
saga.
Your
Yeah,
saga.
our saga.
Yeah. We'll figure out a name.
Our
Perfect.
saga is a very, very, very fine saga.
Okay. We'll be back.
Okay.